Vast and ahoy once again to ye mateys! Thanks for raiding roll for damage, you bloody champions. Is that you? Thank you.
They had so much choice in the mess, right?
Yeah. I hear some great things about Courses Cove. Very fun channel. Yes, I be your freshly rehomed, flea-treated DM, Josh the Pirate, and it brings me more satisfaction than if I had just received a standing ovation for my rendition of a well-known Rolling Stone song to welcome me back to Courses Cove, and our brand new season in my original homebrew world, Telos. With me, I have my lovely wife, the mother of bunnies. I've been playing D&D for 4.5 hours already this afternoon, and it looks like it's only going to continue. Karen, tell us about yourself.
Hello, my name is Karen. I am a performer, a writer, a bunny rabbit enthusiast. My t-shirt tonight is brought to you by my favorite Instagram rabbits, Queen Blanco and Bolo. Who are genuinely delightful, and you should follow them because their pictures are adorable. You can also follow me as the mother of bunnies on Twitter. My Bella Sculptor on Instagram, and you can listen to the podcast There Be Dragons, which I am also in. And lately I seem to be spending a lot of time talking to my webcam in this room, so don't join me here exactly, but wherever I am broadcasting the internet signal to. It's a small room. I think I could fit everyone.
Yes. And I be Josh the Pirate, and most of you heard me do my sign-on, so I won't do a particularly long one because you just all heard it. So, yeah, I'm Josh the Pirate. I help... Karen and I run Courses Cove. I do lots of D&D on the internet space, often as a dungeon master. I must also remind our charming, debonair, and most likely proficient with persuasion audience to please like, follow, and subscribe to all the things, you bloody champions. We have all the socials, !socials. And we have our YouTube is up and running and contains practically every episode you may have missed of all of the stuff that we've done here on Courses Cove. We are also only 2 followers away from 200, which would be really neat to get to. So, if anybody wants to smash that follow button, that'd be super groovy. Another thing for the new year, Karen and I had a pretty shitty start to 2022, but we are all good now, don't worry, things getting sorted, everything's fine. And our travails pale in comparison to the people of Ukraine. And so we decided to do what we could do. Which isn't a lot, but it's this. If anybody has some spare coins, spare pennies in the kitty, you could consider donating to the Ukraine Appeal, the Emergency Action Appeal for Ukraine, that provides assistance for people fleeing violence in their country. There are like 8 million Ukrainians currently don't have houses right now. Which sucky as a place that, and we didn't even lose our house. We just nearly were homeless, and it was really, really stressful and upsetting. So I can't even imagine what they're going through. But if we can help in any way, we can. So that's what we'll do. So yeah, if you can, amazing. Thanks so much. Mateys, let's get into it, shall we? May flying books miss your head by inches, and all of your out-of-town gigs be exactly what they were advertised to be, as we head tremulously at first, and then with mounting heat and passion, to Gretz. Karen, what do you remember happening last time?
Well, as I kept meticulous notes, I can probably manage a brief rundown. Hang on. I just realized I played a D&D session since last Monday, so I'm going to go back a little. I was looking at my notes for Thursday night, and I was like, this doesn't make any sense. Why is Javier there? All right.
I've even got Javier up on the tracker. We're in the wrong campaign.
Oh, that reminds me. I did not open my character sheet. Silly me.
Yeah, you might want to do that.
I was distracted by
campaigns.
Something. Someone give me a good excuse in the chat.
Was it me?
I can't think of a good excuse off the top of the head. So someone give me one.
There we go.
All right, so last week we met our heroine, the dwarven bard Beryl Ingotsfury, who may be inspired a tiny bit by Delipod. And we have now, if you were here with us last night, we may have made a little
Yes, you can
Forge
see her in the
character
center
for
of the
her.
screen.
So you can see her on screen now. She was summoned to Grex, a dukedom, ostensibly to perform at a special event. Beryl is a retired watchguard turned bard, so she's very excited by this opportunity to present her work. However, she once arriving in town and, having breakfast, buying some flowers, the average new in town thing.
Normal day.
She heads out to meet her new employer, for tonight at least, Winston Chubb.
Winston Chubb.
Winston Chubb, man of possession of a magnificent mustache, and a missing daughter. Because, plot twist, he's actually hired Beryl because he's heard of her wits and success as an investigator, and not because of her fabulous singing and dulcimer playing. And she's a little salty about that.
Yeah, it's a little bitchy.
The kind of dangles, I might not do this because, you did kind of get me here under false pretenses thing. Which, she's mainly doing to emotionally punish him because she's not above such strategies. But essentially he says, if you find my daughter, I will throw a massive party, I will throw all the money at you, and you can play for them. And she's like, well, that would only be fair. Right, the daughter has been missing for 6 days. And I wrote her name down. Charlotte has been missing for 6 days. She's recently taken an interest in magic, but she's destined to take over the family business, so he sees it merely as a curious hobby.
Totally.
Charlotte has not been seen since a loud bang emanated from her bedroom.
Yeah.
Upon examining aforementioned bedroom, a lovely investigative bard, Beryl, finds that she has been studying the joy of extra-dimensional spaces. And appears to have tried to create a doorway with symbols drawn in salt to pass into one of these extra-dimensional spaces. And by the simple expedient of throwing salt merrily around the room, Beryl quickly finds the doorway. And by judicious application of fire to the salt, manages to pass through it. Warning her rather concerned employer that if she's not back in a few hours, he should probably find a better wizard. Which probably wasn't very comforting before she also disappeared with a loud bang. So Beryl finds herself inside a building. She yells, and Charlotte's appears. Excellent. She's been here for weeks. She couldn't work out how to get back and kind of given up a bit. There are some servants in this house called Cumin and Coriander, who are torso, arm, and head only constructs made of kitchen implements. So not disturbing or creepy at all. And apparently are excellent cooks. We find out that the extra-dimensional space belongs to a Mistress Bislandia, who is a powerful cleric from at least 50 years ago. And she has been seen for a while. By interrogating Cumin and Coriander over a bowl of surprisingly unmagical tomato soup, and by non-magical, I mean it possesses no magical properties, not that it wasn't delicious, because it was. Beryl discovers that when the Mistress Bislandia left the dimensional space, she usually did so via the planetarium. Now, Charlotte, who prefers to be called Joy, has let Beryl know that the constructs, Cumin and Coriander, aren't wild about her poking around, but Beryl thinks they can come to an understanding and convinces them to basically let her go anywhere she likes, as long as she doesn't touch anything. And immediately, Joy said she hasn't really been upstairs, they don't want her to go up there, so Beryl's like, well, upstairs we go. And by a pure and complete fluke, I picked the right door on the first go and get into the planetarium, possibly because I'm just too good at this.
This house contains 19 rooms, and the second one you went into was the planetarium.
I'm that good. I'm
Yeah.
that good.
Beryl is good.
So I work out there's another way out of the planetarium, and I have to align the telescopes in a specific way, and then the door will open. And going through that door, there's a whole bunch of books chained to their shelves. There's also another book which looks like a magical book that I found in Joy's bedroom, and there's another one in the room before the planetarium. And foolishly, given my prior words to Cumin and Coriander not to touch anything, I touched the book and am promptly attacked by the books on chains. Start flinging themselves at me very aggressively. They hit Joy, so she's got a bit of a head wound going on, but I'm fine. And we retreat to safety, and by yelling at the books in a mixture of Elvish and Dwarven, I managed to communicate to them that we mean no harm. Still not sure how I pulled that off, but I'm not going to question it. I also managed to locate the exit door. I spy the ruins. I have to ask the books to move over, which they very politely do so.
It was an actual desk and shelf combination with books on it. There was the books didn't just shuffle over.
But we need a key to get out, and I believe I did an Arcana check, or an insight check, or something.
It's intelligence,
I think. I made some decisions.
It was a straight intelligence, and you got a nat 20.
Eldwarven.
Yeah.
Eldwarven. That's what I'll call it in my new language. But basically, there are a series of these books. They have different letters on the spines, and I will have to collect the full set of them in order to unlock the doorway, allowing Beryl and Joy to return to Winston Job, so Beryl can play fabulous music at the party and probably a really poorly worded cover of Jolene. That's where we left it last week.
Excellent. Yes, well, quite. So you guys are currently in the laboratory upstairs in the mansion, the room you had to pass through to get to the planetarium. There are several rows of wooden benches and a large collection of biological specimens in jars. Burners, cauldrons, and other more esoteric equipment is scattered around in a disorderly but sort of purposefully disorderly way. The door leading to the planetarium, and the other is leading to the upstairs landing. The one leading to the planetarium has a large map of the night sky over it. Yeah. What do you do? Joy is with you. She has a head wound. That's the other thing to know.
How is Joy looking? How is the head wound looking?
On a scale of 1 to 12, Joy's about a 2.
Okay. I'm going to offer to heal Joy.
She's like, I think I just need to rest, just to sit down for a little minute, somewhere safe, you know.
How I gotta find my southern accent again. Hello there. Oh my, there we go. Well, honey, how about we go back out to the laboratory? You have a seat, and I'll do a little healing word over you. How about that?
Oh, that sounds nice. Let's do that. Yeah. Mm.
Okay. So I will escort her out into a chair. And cast Healing Word.
Very well. Roll me a d4 and then add your spellcasting ability modifier. 6, not bad.
Healing.
Alrighty, that puts her back up to
Joy.
12. That puts her right back up to 8 hit points. She's an ally. You're allowed to know how many hit points she's got.
Oh, she's not dying on me. Cool.
Yeah, I mean, you came here to save her, and then she immediately took 10 of the 12 she has from a single book head blow. Yeah, that blow to the head. Yeah.
Look, nobody's perfect, and technically I'm not an investigator anymore.
No. You're a musician that went through a magic portal.
I am.
What are you supposed to do? Yeah. All right.
No.
She's like,
All right.
She says, wow, that feels much better. Thank you. I mean, I don't want to offend you, but I'm a little surprised. Wow, I do feel better. That's good.
Magic's wonderful like that. Now,
I need to learn that one.
Now, Joy, these books, have you seen any of them around?
You did ask that last time. The answer was no.
Oh, sorry, I didn't make a note of that in my extensive notes.
No, I had an audience member roll for it as well, so no, she does not recall seeing them.
Bollocks. Which audience member screwed me? Reveal yourself.
Well, also, she's only been allowed to a few. Kobold drowned yesterday in my adventures. Everyone was laughing so hard the water's 4 foot deep. Hey, Bolly, nice to see you. Excellent. Thanks for joining us, Bolly. Bolly normally comes and watch us play on Phoenix Iwaki.
Oh, well, welcome across to the cove.
Yes.
So we need to go find some books. So
Yeah. She does say, well, I've only been allowed out to a few of the rooms. I haven't been upstairs at all yet.
Well, I think the only course of action then is to check these rooms off one by one.
All right. Though I think we should be careful what we touch. If this house is Mistress Fistandia's, I don't want to upset her or anything. Even I don't know if she's even still alive, but it's rude to go through someone's stuff.
Yeah, but it's also rude to entrap someone in a magical extra-dimensional space without giving them the tools to escape. So I think we can make a good argument for being a little bit nosy, don't you think?
I'm really excited to be looking over this place with you.
Awesome. Well, let's go to the next room.
Okay. You go to the next room. The next room, there is a sort of, you can go out to the upstairs landing again. There is stairs leading down. There is also a doorway at the top of the stairs that leads onwards to other rooms upstairs.
I shall go through that door.
Very well, you do that. You find yourself in a hallway.
Does this hallway have more doors in it?
It does. It has 2 more doorways. There is one directly ahead of you and one to the right. Yeah.
Straight ahead, don't you think, Joy?
Alrighty. Straight ahead takes you to... this is an open and airy bedroom. A canopied bed with rich scarlet curtains occupies one corner. A jug and a wash basin stand on top of a chest of drawers, and a fluffy black cat is napping on a scarlet easy chair. One wall is covered with a large painting of a red dragon perched. No, sorry, a bronze dragon perched heroically on a mountaintop.
Does it feel like this room's been used recently? Like it doesn't feel like murky?
It doesn't feel murky, but it that Fistandia has not been there for a while because they told you. As in Cumin and Coriander told you. You would also be aware that they part of their job is keeping the place nice.
So they would air the room out. Okay.
So they would keep it tidy and stuff, but it's nice in there, but it's not. It doesn't feel used.
There isn't like a glass with fresh ice cubes in it.
No, sadly not.
Like that. No?
There is a cup of tea that's just warm, like tepid. No, nothing like that. Sorry.
Well, that was just too easy. I'm gonna nudge Joy and whisper, "Have you seen that cat anywhere before?"
Bolly Firesmith, would you roll me a history check, please? Exclamation mark history in chat. For Joy to see if she can remember seeing that cat before, because you have asked a direct question about that thing. A 4. She says, I don't know if I've seen that one before, but there are a lot of cats here.
Oh.
And you never went in the kitchen, so you wouldn't have seen... there haven't been any in the rooms that you've been to so far, but there are several cats in the house. She's like, at least 5 or 6. There's a ginger Tom who's quite friendly. I haven't seen this one, though.
Right. Well, just to be on the safe side, let's try not to wake it up, okay?
Sure. Yeah. She goes, no, absolutely. It's sleeping cats lie? Is that the phrase?
Usually dogs, but I think it applies equally to any animal that might scratch you in the face.
I apply the same logic to my father.
Is there like a bookcase in this room, by any chance?
There is actually something you would note. There is a bookcase or two in every single room in this house.
Okay.
Yep.
I would like to tiptoe light-footed to the nearest bookshelf.
Sure. You do that. You are presumably looking for a copy of something, a book with leather, a brown leather that has a picture of Mr. Mordenkainen on it.
I probably am.
Roll me a perception check then.
Ooh,
19. You do not find any on this bookshelf. It is a floor-to-ceiling affair. It's got probably 250 books on it. But you know what you're looking for now. You do not spot one on there. However, as you sort of disappointedly turn around, your eyes pass over the chest of drawers. And there is one sitting on the top of the chest of drawers. Mordenkainen's face, gold embossed on the cover, looking up.
Excellent. I go over to it, but do not touch it just yet.
It has a letter E on the spine.
So what letters do we have now? We've got
L, T, and E.
L, T, and E.
And I believe you found them in that order as well, if that helps.
Alright, I would like to do an Arcana check on this book, please.
Very well, make an Arcana check.
And the decent rolls continue with a 17.
Yeah. What are you trying to determine? That it's magical?
Whether it's safe to pick up or not.
With an Arcana check of 17, you do not feel any magic. The book itself is not magical. It has had magic cast on it at some point, but it's not fresh. You get like a magical residue off it, but the book itself is not enchanted.
Okay. Feeling a bit dumb, Beryl's gonna lean down and be like, I'm not gonna hurt you, I'm just gonna move you to another room, okay? So please don't come flying at my face. I'm gonna gingerly...
What language do you say that in?
What was it? Eldwarven.
Eldwarven. Do you try it in both?
Yeah.
Okay. Right. And Joy watches you totally seriously, like, oh, that's a good idea, actually, that's a good idea. The book does not attack you when you pick it up.
Hey!
Whether or not it would have anyway, you don't know, but...
I'll give Joy a thumbs up. Like.
And she, like, yeah. The cat gets up and is actually, like, twirling itself between your feet. Like, doing that. It's purring loudly, trying to, like, get you to pat it.
I will obligingly rub behind one ear.
Make an animal handling check.
Watch me balls this up and the kitty fly at my face. Or not, dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Yeah, the cat loves you.
Oh, you're a good kitty. Good kitty.
Yeah, the cat's like, yeah, it actually licks your fingertips. Yeah. Yeah, you do that.
Awesome. I'm going to have a quick look around the room just to make sure there isn't another book in here.
You can do that. Make an investigation check, I think.
Oh my goodness. I am on a roll today.
Boom! 23.
23.
All right, so the door, there is one other thing in the room that you hadn't really noticed, I hadn't really mentioned before. There is another door beyond to the outdoors. It leads to a balcony. It leads to a wrought iron balcony lined with slate flagstones. The greenery, there is greenery and colourful flowers. If you get to the window, even before you go out, the door is glass. And you can see down, you can see the balcony that Joy was on before, like the downstairs. It's the Arboretum. And yeah, you can see greenery down there from the planter boxes. But yeah, you can also see the purple mist that surrounds this place out there. Yeah, that's what's there. Unless you go out there, that's all you see. You can't find anything else of note in here. If you have a look in the drawers, the top drawer contains elegant, well-made robes. And the chest of drawers, the lower drawers are more utilitarian tunics and dresses. With a 23, you will note that they're of two different sizes. They're all ladies' clothes, but they seem to fit to
different ladies.
Possibly different ladies, possibly a lady who lost weight.
Is it bad that I kind of love the idea of this being the home of a powerfully magical pair of lesbian sorceresses and their herd of cats?
I didn't say that they're not.
Is the door to the balcony unlocked?
It is unlocked.
Excellent.
You actually haven't noticed a lock on any door. Like, none of the doors even have locks. The only ones that are locked by deeply magical means.
Intriguing.
Not even any of the cabinets that contain dangerous stuff. Fairly easy to infer that Fistandia is not that concerned about people getting into her private house, that literally you have to know where the door is to get into it. So she's like, why would I put locks on stuff in my own private secret hideout?
It's kind of like opening a safe and finding a bunch of smaller safes inside it. Really
sort of like, why bother? Yeah. Like, you can understand why, but also why, you know?
I'm not here to judge.
Yeah, no. It is not locked.
Well, fun fact for those of you, so when Josh and I did our film degree, the film course was sponsored by Arri Alexa, which do really expensive film cameras. You're talking $500,000 just for the camera bit.
The best cameras, yeah.
Yeah, the best cameras.
The ones they shoot, like, yeah. If when Chris Hemsworth is on camera, it's normally an Alexa.
It's an Alexa. So you pay $500,000 for the base, and then you pay even more for all the other bits that attach to it.
The lenses.
Like the lenses, monitors. It's literally just a little box. But anyway, the insurance on those, because they were so valuable, the insurance was only valid if they were inside a locked room inside a locked building. So if you just had them in your house, not good enough. They had to be locked inside something inside the house.
Yeah.
Which is why no one ever took them home.
Yeah, we went, well, that and other reasons.
Raz would have, like, murdered all of us if he found out we had not returned them to the locked room at the academy.
Oh, my God.
Like,
yeah.
Death.
Anyway,
death
not by Raz.
I would like to... We all lived in fear of Raz. For good reason. I would like to go out onto the balcony and have a quick look.
Sure. Make me a wisdom save, please.
Oh, shit. This is where... Oh, no! 13? I was about to say this is where the shit rolls begin.
It's not too bad. Basically, you find yourself quite close to the pink mist. The purpley mist.
Okay.
And, yeah, it's just quite unpleasant. You find it's mildly unpleasant to stand that close to it. Like, it's slightly oppressive. Like, it kind of feels like it repels you a little bit. Not to the point where you actually, like, feel driven away from it. It also, you imagine, probably given time, you could get used to the sensation. But it's not pleasant.
Right.
There is a chair out there, however, that looks down over the courtyard below.
But no books?
No books out there. It's actually quite big. It's about 15. It's about 15 feet wide. It's about 10 foot wide out from the building and about 15 feet long. Whereas the room inside is 25 feet long. So it's only 5 foot long, shorter at each end than the building itself. But it's not a particularly large thing.
Cool. But it doesn't have any there's no boxes or anything like that.
No. There is a wire a wrought iron table with 2 wrought iron chairs sitting at it, and that's it. There is a pot plant on it that is it's slightly overgrown, really verdant life. It's a fly catcher, like a carnivorous plant.
Kind of cool.
Yeah.
Interesting. Have I seen any bugs?
No. Make me a perception check if you like.
Well.
And a nature check.
11.
You have not seen. You cannot see them now, and you haven't seen them so far.
Right.
Yeah. Joy has not joined you on the balcony.
That's okay.
She says, "I don't particularly like going that close to the mist."
No, I get that. It's slightly it's like being near someone who doesn't like you very much.
Yeah, you can kind of feel it, right?
Mm. Did the cat come out?
The cat is still twirling itself around your feet.
I'll give it another rub behind the ears.
Yeah.
And then go back inside.
Sure, you do that. You go back inside.
All right, next room, I think, don't you?
So you go back up the hallway and take the room on the side.
Yes.
Side. Yep.
The one that was on the right when I came.
Yep. Yeah, cool. Each corner of this pleasant little parlor has a scarlet armchair and a reading table piled high with books. A cheery fire burns in the fireplace. A pair of swords sit in a rack above the fireplace, and the heads of various animals are mounted on the walls. It is a trophy room. Yeah. There is a stag, a wolf, a periton, a hellhound, and a black dragon wormling heads mounted on the wall.
Do any of these mounted heads give me an uneasy feeling beyond what one might feel when faced with the decapitated head of an animal?
What check would you make to determine, like, what are you trying to determine? Like, that they might be
am I
real,
being
that they could come to life?
Am I being magically surveyed, I suppose?
Oh, okay, right. Arcana then, definitely.
18.
18. No, these seem to be, you actually get the impression that these are not magical, though there is a lingering air of magic around all except the stag and the wolf. But you know that the periton, the hellhound, the black dragon are all magical creatures. Wolves and stags are not. A periton is like an eagle with, like a giant eagle with stag horns. But it's about sort of 15 foot. It's a big creature. The hellhound is obviously a flaming dog, that normally stand about 8 feet at the shoulder. And obviously a black dragon wormling would be, they're medium-sized creatures, so its head is probably about the same size as yours, maybe a little longer. But the largest head in the room is the periton.
I just accidentally rolled a
You did another Arcana check, even better one. But yeah, no, these do not feel like in any way empowered. Periton? Yeah, they are. They're awesome.
I kind of want to look up a picture now. Actually, how do you
I will find one. Yeah, periton. Burley has spelled it correctly.
Oh, awesome. Sorry, Bolly, I shouldn't have cast aspersions on your spelling. Oh wow! That's
yeah, they're cool, aren't they? They are unpleasant creatures, sadly. They are not inherently nice creatures. But paladins, when they learn find steed, can it's a rock with horns. Yeah, can summon them to be a steed, which is rather find greater steed. I think is how it lets you get peritons.
Cool. Right. Well, there seem to be a lot of books in here, so I'm going to turn to Joy and be like, well, Joy, do you want to take that side of the room and I'll take this side?
Very well.
Sorry, JJH Gamer 43. We don't want your best followers, crimes.
Yeah, I've got the best followers already. I wouldn't mind more, but I've got some very good ones already. Alright, so you take which side of the room?
I will go to the left.
the left, you say? All right. That's interesting. Let me just have a look. It's not necessarily bad.
If I'd gone right, would I get to live?
Well, it just also dictates where Joy goes.
Does Joy get to live?
So you are searching the room. Investigation, please. And Bolly, seeing as you're chatting, can I have an investigation check in chat, please? Exclamation mark investigation.
Oh balls! 11.
That's okay. Hopefully, Bolly will do better. Right. The fire is an illusion.
Ooh.
17. Yeah. About halfway up the room, however, Joy finds a book.
Hey.
And actually, that's the noise she makes. She finds it in the corner next to the fireplace on so in every corner of the room there is a chair with a table next to it. And all of these tables are covered in books as well. And she's like, hey, there we go. And she's like, this is fun. Kind of like a treasure hunt. Yeah, she's found a book with Mr. Mordenkainen's face on it. And now, Bolly, can you also roll me this would be a wisdom check. So, but it'll have to be called a roll space, roll space 20, because we don't have wisdom check plugged in. Because I need you to decide whether or not she would pick this up without first asking it not to attack her.
There's a lot of books in here to bash our heads in.
14. I think she would decide to check the book first. So she would draw your attention to it, I think. Thank you, Bolly. And say, do you want to ask it not to attack us? It's got a Y on the spine.
Ooh. So we've got L, T, E, and Y.
Mm-hmm.
Which doesn't spell anything yet.
Nope.
I'm gonna go up to the book and kind of repeat my little thing I did with the other one I have tucked under my arm, basically like, hi there, I'm just gonna pick you up, please don't attack me, we're just gonna move you to the other room so this young lady can go home to her papa, okay?
Can you roll me a persuasion check, please?
Oh,
very nice, very nice.
21.
All right, yeah, yeah.
Who can resist Beryl's sweet southern request?
The book does not attack you. Do you pick it up?
I do.
You do that. The book does not attack you. Please roll initiative. Because it's not the book that's attacking you.
15 on initiative.
Good. Very good. I'm gonna have to get out my dice. It was entirely possible you could make it through without any further combat, but you went and picked it up.
What was I supposed to do? Leave it there? That's what we call, oh god. Shit. I can't remember. You railroaded me. There we go. I've been railroaded into combat.
Yeah, yeah. These I got a 19 and a 2, which means the two things that attack you, one of them goes before you and the other goes after you. Yeah. A sword flies off the rack above the mantelpiece and swoops towards your head, Beryl. It is going to make an attack roll at you. But it gets an 8. And you, I imagine, dodge nimbly to the side as this sword swipes at you. It then sort of takes a fencing position in front of you, as if it were, as if someone was holding it, but no one is. Like a on guard.
Beryl's gonna try and Beryl's gonna leap between Joy and the sword, if that was not already the case.
Very well. Joy is wearing mage armor, I will remind you, so her AC is a little better than it was when she got smacked in the head with a book.
Nevertheless, I feel like Beryl's the protector.
No, she definitely is. I agree completely. I love it.
So Beryl will leap between Joy and his sword and be like, "Oh, now there's no need for that. We're just borrowing this here book so this young lady can go home. Please don't stab us."
Okay. Make me another persuasion check. And what language are you speaking when you say that?
Elvish.
Okay.
12.
Here's the question. Here is a question. So many things open. Yep, it does not appear to care what you said. I mean, not that you can tell, but it's a sword. It actually does a sort of a minor lunge towards you, like a come on, come on.
Right. I guess I draw my sword.
Very well, you do that. I mean, it's your turn. This is in initiative order, so yeah, you have an. I let you use your bonus action to have that make that request of it, but it seems to be giving you the no, I want to fight you. That's my job here, sort of thing.
Okay. I'll draw my sword, and I'll kind of give it a little bit of a ting, you know, like a.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I'll have you know I have some skill with this.
Very well.
I don't want to hurt you.
So you do not use your action to attack it.
No.
Okay. The second sword jumps off the rack and hacks at you as well, Beryl.
God damn it. I'm trying so hard to be a nice person.
Swords can't hear very well. It has... this one gets a 16 to hit. What is your AC, Beryl?
14.
You are going to take some slashing damage, I'm afraid. And Joy is going to say, "Oh, these are magical. Do you know how to? Could you possibly stop them with your magic?"
I don't know. I've never been in this specific situation before.
You take 3 points of damage. Not a lot. Could have been much worse. This is a long sword.
Right. Here's the thing, because I have Charm Person, but I don't think Charm Person's going to work on...
I mean, we already established they don't work on constructs.
Right. I feel sleep
like
requires
animated things.
Creature as well.
Yeah.
Not a lot of these work well on inanimate objects, and heating them up's just going to make them more dangerous. So,
well, yes and no. It would still do damage, and this thing is made of metal.
Yeah, and Shadow's in a sphere, so I'll get Joy as well. Sorry, I'm Beryl. She's Joy.
Well, it's her turn, and the other sword would actually get a go before your turn.
Right, so I have some time to think on this.
She was basically saying, "Oh, could you magic them?" Let me just check her abilities quickly. She might have something that can help. Oh, all right. I'm going to do something a bit different. She is going to mage hand one of them. And I am sitting here listening to this awesome narration. Thanks very much, Bolly. It's very kind of you. She's going to mage hand one of them and try and wrestle it away. I acknowledge that mage hand isn't that strong, but she's going to do that because there's very little else that she can do. She's going to do that. She gets a 14 on the dice plus... I'm going to add her intelligence modifier. So the thing is going to try and wrestle itself away. Ooh. It also did quite well. Is strength +1. It lost by a point. I'm saying she is grappling it with her mage hand. So one of them, the first one to attack you, is now grappled. So you would have advantage on its attacking it.
Excellent.
Beryl.
Well, I am going to cast Sleep.
It's not a creature.
Can I find a creature, please? Something that any of my spells will work against? The trouble is, I've only got one more spell slot to cast Heat Metal.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you can just attack them normally. They're not invulnerable to physical damage. Like your experience with animated constructs, even if it's made of metal, you can still hurt it. Or you basically need to beat the magic out of it to stop it being alive anymore.
Right, well, how can I resist beat the magic out of something?
It goes to its turn, but it is grappled. That's what happens, so it's your turn.
Right, I will attack the sword with my sword.
Great.
Oh, with a 21 to
Very
attack.
nice. You do hit. They've got quite a high AC, but you do hit.
Yay!
Give me some damage.
And I do 10 points of damage.
Very nice. Yeah, you do 10 damage to this sword. As Joy sort of holds it in check. Call that a knife? This is a knife.
No, I take your sword and raise you another sword.
A slightly better one. This one. Now you have... The reason you have a short sword is so that you can extra attack with your dagger.
My dagger. I was just thinking that. I would like to take my dagger and have another slashy slash.
Bonus action. 10.
I feel like I missed with a 10.
A 10 does not hit, no, I'm afraid, sadly.
I would like to use my bonus action to give Joy Bardic Inspiration.
No, you used your bonus action to do that second attack.
Ah, crap.
That's how bonus action, that's how the knife attack works.
Sorry, I'm used to having characters with second attack.
Yeah, you're only level 3, you don't have extra attack yet. And you're a bard, so you won't actually get it.
Already.
Yeah, that's why you took the
extra
short
attack.
sword, so you can double wield.
Yeah. Sorry, Joy.
No, that's okay. Joy's like, nice job. And then she goes, wait, let me try something. I read this one, but I haven't gotten my head around it. Hey, Rutger, good to see you, buddy.
Not a toothpick.
It's not a rapier, it's a...
powerful short sword. Just because something's short doesn't mean it's not powerful.
Well, actually, it is the neck of a dulcimer that you pulled out of the dulcimer, revealing the blade hidden behind it.
Metal as hell, thank you very much.
It is a +1 short sword. It is a better sword. She is going to cast Magic Missile.
Uh-oh.
She is going to direct 2 of the bolts from it to the one that you just attacked, and 1 to the other one, which is now going to come and swing in at you. But yeah, she is going to... Rutger, would you mind typing ! Roll, as in ROLL, then spacebar 4, please, in chat. That is ! Roll space 4. That is a D4. That is the damage that she will be doing with each of these blasts. Seeing as Rutger's here, Rutger of Mighty Gretz, well, I'm going to roll the attack for the other sword. Both of them are aiming at you. A 19, I'm afraid, Beryl does hit you. Let's see what damage that does while we're here. A 4 + 1, 5 points of damage to you, Beryl.
Ouch.
Not a capital R and a space, like just hit the space bar. No dash. It's not a hyphen. It's like that. Which is weird, because it should have worked. Never mind. Yeah, like what Bolly typed. Oh no, it has to be on its own. Yeah.
Ever since I killed that mosquito that was trying to eat me, I keep imagining more mosquitoes eating me.
Yes.
I don't like being ate by mosquitoes.
Alrighty. 5 more points of damage. Beryl, it very much depends what Rutger gets. There it is. Come on. 4 max damage. Thank you, Rutger. He is back. Even digitally, he rolls really well. This sword takes them and bends. The 2 blasts hit the sword that is dueling with you, Beryl, and it dents and bends around where the blast points hit, and it clatters to the floor.
Hey.
And she goes, sorry. And the last one she sends knocks the other one that has just dug into your side a little bit. Damaged it apparently as well. It's takes a chunk out of the blade. And Beryl, we're back to you. That's
so one of them's now
spell
kind
slot.
of dead?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I strike the other one with my sword and renewed vigor.
Yeah, you do.
Apparently not vigorous enough. I only get a 14.
Not this one. It parries neatly, I'm afraid.
But there's still room for a sneaky offhand dagger attack.
Unless you want to use your bardic inspiration.
I don't think Beryl Joy needs inspiration.
She's
really
good.
Feeling it. She's doing great. 13. So I'm gonna hit it.
No, I'm afraid not. Well, this is the one that's grappling you. Sorry, this is the one that Joy is grappling. So you would have advantage on both of those attacks.
14 again.
Try the dagger again. Maybe, I don't know. Not a doctor. Come on, a +5. Nope. That's the computer saying, no, she misses.
This is how I know. This is how you know I definitely haven't hacked the dice roll. It never lasts.
She is going to renew her grapple on this thing. That's why it was the other one that she was grappling. She is going to, in her turn, she is going to try to grapple this new one. Bolly, can you roll me a? Can you make me an Arcana check? I'm going to make this for her to grapple this thing, and it's going to see what it can do. Oh, it's not very good this time. If you can exclamation mark Arcana, please. This will be to grapple the thing. A 3. No. It resists. Unfortunately, this time around, with her mage hand. She doesn't want to touch it physically because it'll hurt. It's his sword. So, Karen, it's going to attack you because you're the one who moved the book that belongs to the person it works for. But it rolled a 6, unfortunately, so it missed you this time around. Sort of dodging out of the way of this mage hand, it's trying to grab it. It dodged it, but it also missed you. Your turn.
I will slice
After a
it
round of
again.
fucking nothing.
Everyone's just flailing.
Stop it! Go away! Yeah. By the way, the cat followed you in here, but it has not liked this at all, and has sort of hissed and run away. 19 does hit. 19 hits. Yes. Roll me some damage.
10 damage
10
again.
damage. Very nice. You, where would you hit it? What are you trying to hurt?
I'll basically come in with like an underhanded slash as if I'm trying to smack the sword away from me.
Oh, very good. Yes. You, I'm going to say you cut it underneath the wrist guard, and you slash off some of the leather binding the grip. And make that dagger attack. It's still floating around, though it looks like it's weaving a little like punch drunk.
Oh, you whore. 9.
No.
Me and this offhand dagger are not good friends. Apparently my left hand's just for show.
Yeah, alrighty. Rutger, can you, Gretzi and Nats are like that. Rutger, can I get exclamation mark Arcana from you as well? Let's see if you can do any better for Joy. Trying to grab this thing and pin it down so that Karen can beat it up.
I could really use a terrible roll from you right now, Rutger.
You beat an 11. It got a 10 plus 1. And actually, you only need a 9 because she has a +3. So, give us a 9, Rutger, on the Arcana check. Ugh. Otherwise, it will stab again. A 9 is what we needed. Look at that. Yeah, she grabs it. It is grappled. It struggles. It's now disadvantaged to attack you. Beryl, it misses completely. It gets a 5. You can see it try to swing down at you, but the mage hand has a good grip on it. You have advantage to attack.
Okay.
As you go for a swing.
15?
A 15 does not hit, I'm afraid.
Oh. Do I get advantage on my offhand dagger?
You would also get advantage on your offhand dagger.
Not that I think it'll do much with this particular weapon, but you know. Hey! 24!
24! Your offhand dagger comes around. It manages to move itself out of the way of your first blow, and then your offhand dagger comes in and you sort of... How do you do this?
Ooh.
Your dex is high enough that this works. You can roll the damage if you like, but...
I swipe the sword and it dodges out of the way, but foolishly dodges into the path of my dagger, which comes up and cuts it from below.
Very well. It staggers and collapses to the ground, and then both of them fly back up into the rack above the mantelpiece. And as they do so, they get there, and then they sort of bend back into the correct shape. But they don't appear to be violent anymore. 7 damage. Nice. That's max. Yeah. That was 5 more than it needed. Very good.
Hey.
And Joy looks at you and goes, "Oh, are you okay? That was... Oh."
Yeah, I'm bleeding a little bit, but I'm sure I'll be fine.
Yeah, Bolly, you make a good point. You max damaged every time you did hit it.
Oh, shit. So I wasn't great at hitting.
But when you did, both of you as well, because Joy only hit it once, but max damaged as well.
We just need to work on our accuracy. So,
Yeah.
A very long time ago, I went laser tag playing, and my accuracy was, like, insanely high. I think I had the highest percentile for accuracy. But I was really bad at not being hit myself. I had, like, the best in terms of hitting what I shot at, but one of the worst in terms of being hit. Which is why I should be a sniper. But there's no sniper positions in laser tag.
No, not really.
Fails to cater to my benefits. Anyway, alright. I'm going to just kind of keep my sword drawn. And put some pressure on my cut. Be like, staining my second best set of clothes. Alright,
She goes over, actually, and she gets a handkerchief out of her pocket and presses it against the wound, looking at you sort of gingerly like, "Is this all right?"
Oh, thank you. That's gonna help for now. Alright, let's quickly see if there's any other books and then get the hell out of this room.
She's like, I can fix your pretty clothes."
Oh, thank you. We'll worry about that in a minute.
Sure. Yeah, so what are you doing? So unlike Maris's archery. There's an old reference from the original game, yes.
Yeah, me, that takes me back. This is a joke that he wasn't allowed to use his bow.
Yeah, give him short swords, he's decent, but no, not with the bow.
Not allowed to shoot his bow.
They have an AC of 17. They were not easy things to hit. That's why magic missile is great, because you don't roll to hit. Yeah, she'd never done it before, but that's her 2 spell slots used. She's down to cantrips and a knife now.
Alrighty, well,
she is a level 1, like I nerfed an apprentice to build her. Well, because an apprentice is as good as you are at magic, which didn't seem right, so...
I would like to do an investigation to check for any more books in this room.
I mean, there are hundreds of books. You mean more books that match what you're looking for?
More of the specific books. I just got sliced open trying
I'm not actually going to let you make another investigation check, because you already looked. You investigated the room for books already. She got a 17, found one. There doesn't appear to be another.
Okay. Cool. Let's get the hell out of this room.
Very well. You do that. Yeah. You come back out onto the landing. The cat is gone. And you appear to have done this floor of the house. You appear to have seen everything there is up here.
Awesome. Well, shall we go back downstairs? Start on one side, work our way around, try not to bleed to death.
Perhaps we should get cumin and coriander to maybe look at your wound.
Sorry, all this blood loss is going to my head. Hang on, let me do a little bit of that healing magic on myself.
There's no real rush. I mean, if you said it's been 6 days for my dad, it's been like at least 3 weeks for me.
Oh. So, how long have I been here?
Maybe an hour.
Okay.
No, probably more like an hour and a half. But yeah,
Okay,
not very long.
I wish I was good at math so I could work out how long that might be in the real world. So,
Make an intelligence check.
So, if 2 days is a week...
It's about
Karen can't be bothered working this out.
About a third. About a third. No. Yeah, you get 2 days is about a week, so 2 hours is about a week. So yeah, no, sorry, 2 days is about a week. So yeah, time is slowed down by a factor of about 3.
Okay, so I've probably only been gone about half an hour.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it really depends on how long it takes your father to panic that I haven't come back either.
What did you tell him before you left?
I said if I was more than a few hours, he should get help. So he theoretically shouldn't have gone for help yet, but if I have a little rest, we might be getting to that point. Let me just heal myself up. I think that'll be best.
Sure. You do that.
Alright, I'll cast it on myself.
Healing word.
Whew. 5 points of healing.
There you go. You knit the wound. The wound closes. It doesn't, like, you're not 100% good again, but she also then prestidigitates your clothes clean of blood and casts mending on the damage itself. Your clothes are immaculate once more, even if you yourself are not.
Well, that certainly looks much better. Okay, what's the first door on the left?
Oh, now you're downstairs.
Yes, we've gone
Alrighty.
upstairs.
You've headed downstairs, so you're heading up the way, heading the other direction from the kitchen and the dining room. Yeah, you are heading, so it'll actually be the first door on the right, now that you're heading down, is room number 5, technically speaking. She's like, oh, this is where I've been sleeping. This is the study. And she opens the door to show you. The entire far wall of this room is floor-to-ceiling bookshelves. Even more books are resting on several large scarlet armchairs and small wooden tables. And there are several paintings on the walls. There is one in the corner. A bunch of couch cushions have been made into a bed. That she's clearly been where she's been sleeping. It is neatly made as well, like someone has come in and done a turn down on it. Yeah, there is a big ginger Tom sitting on one of the couches as well, whose head sort of perks up as you come in.
I'll go over and rub that cat behind the ears as well.
An animal handling check, please.
Oh no.
Oh no. It hisses at you. Before your hand even gets there, she's like, oh, sorry. He's fussy.
Okay. No problem. I won't touch you, Mr. Ginger. And
it's probably getting close to dinner time, actually. That might be why he's pissy.
Hunger can make people cranky. Alright. Well, let's have a quick look in here just in case.
Yeah, make me an investigation check.
A
6. Bolly or Rutgar, whoever does it first, ! Investigation.
Better than mine.
Or anybody else, if there are other people in chat.
Roll now, or forever hold your peace.
Hello. Yes, I have a dog that very much wants me to throw a ball for her. Yeah, you do. I know you do. But I'm busy.
Yes. There are few loves in this world as great as
Series for balls.
And having a ball thrown for her.
Yeah, all right. So, this room, yeah. How long would you... Oh, Lizelle, make an investigation check. Without the capital letter, Rutger. Or the space. Just ! Investigation.
Oh, Lizelle, whoever's fastest. Good
Yeah.
fingers. No mercy. Also, hi, Lizelle. Welcome to the stream.
Yeah, good to see you, Lizelle.
Yeah, we've been attacked by some magical swords, made friends with one cat, and made enemies of another.
Yeah, Joy gets a 10, plus her intelligence, which is actually +3. So, yeah, 13. But she's been in here for quite a while, so she knows this. And as she goes around, looking around at the space, and she's showing you off the bits that she actually knows. Lizelle gets a 13 as well. In fact, given her time spent in this room, I'll give her the advantage, so she gets a 16. And she's showing you around. So she says most of these were written by Fistandia, I think. A lot of them are her memoirs. Oh, right, okay. Yeah. She looks around and she does locate another book. Another one with the brown cover. And she was like, let's have a look. And, there are a lot of books. It takes her a good... Take care, Rutgar. Thanks very much for joining us. Have a lovely evening.
Mrs. Mano. That actually sounds pretty cool.
Mr. and Mrs. Mano. I like that, yeah. Hearts in chat for Rutgar. This one has a letter I on the spine.
We have L T E Y and I.
Oh, pardon me.
We're getting closer to a word, but
yeah, got a lot of
I've
vowels.
watched enough 8 out of 10 Cats' countdown to know that this isn't enough for a full word that actually appears in the dictionary. I can make lighty, but that's not really a word, so I don't think it counts. And she picks this one up without incident?
She actually doesn't even think about it. And then she's holding it and she's like,
nobody move.
I just figured because I've touched loads of stuff in here, it's probably okay, right? And nothing bad seems to have happened.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Is there anything in this room that's kind of closed up? Are there any cupboards or chests or anything like that?
Make a second investigation check. It's a good question.
14.
Ooh. Because you asked closed up, looking for sealed things, you are looking through a bunch of things, pulling open. There is a small cabinet in the back corner next to the bookcase. The bookcase is floor to ceiling all the way along the back wall. There's this cabinet in the back corner. You open it, and as you you're just checking it out, and you notice that it's Dreaded GM is raiding with a party of 49. Ooh. Dread, thank you so much for the raid. Raid emotes up in chat. Dreaded GM, what a bloody legend. Guys, I wonder if this works. So, Dreaded GM, does that work? No. I don't know how to make that work. But guys, thank you so much for the raid. I'm pretty confident most of the people who are watching me know of Dread. You are a legend, my friend. Thank you so much, Nelda Berry. Welcome, Ardana. Links Mima, good to see ya. We are playing some one-on-one D&D. Chuck, smash that follow. Follow a goal achieved. We have gotten to 200. That means that everybody who is currently a character on my D&D channel gets an inspiration, including Beryl.
Yay!
Thank you so much, Kerry H. Author. Ooh. Yeah, thank you, Will of Zantu. Good on you guys. Thank you so much for joining us. An anonymous gifter gave Dreaded GM a tier 1 sub. Congratulations, lucky sub there. We do have some lovely sub emotes. We've got our hypes. We've got our Arthur raids. We've got Goose raids, rather. We've got the high with Kesh's face on it. I'm very fond of that one.
I like the little feather heart. It's really cute.
Oh,
and
yes.
I keep meaning to put it on a t-shirt so I can buy it for myself and other people maybe buy it later. I don't know.
We've also got some
Mainly
groovy nat 1s and nat 20s. Guys, we are exploring a spooky house. We've been attacked by a few not inanimate, because they're definitely animate now, objects.
Surprisingly animate and stabby.
Beryl just won a duel with a pair of swords that were on their own. They didn't have people.
No, just swords.
Guys, how was your game? I hope you had a great time. I hope you heard, because it's was it Mano a module this evening? Because they do something very similar to Mano a Mano. We weren't copying, I super promise. I was just looking for an M word when I was coming up with it, because Monday.
We weren't copying because I suggested this idea and I did.
Oh yeah, there you go. That's the trick. Alrighty. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining us. I will tell many of you to roll dice for me because we have a working NPC in this game called Joy, and she is useful. But Mother of Benny's,
a cupboard.
Beryl, there is a cupboard that you've noted. A cupboard. It's just got stories. It's got legs. But you feel like it because it's not very big. It's probably like a side table for a bed. So it feels like you should be able to lift it, and it's stuck down.
Okay.
So you investigate a little bit more thoroughly. You open one of the drawers, and inside one of the drawers, just like you have to lean in to look at it, on the back of the drawer, there is a button.
Ooh. I would like to do a cheeky arcana check just to make sure that pressing this button isn't going to blow me up in a sphere of purple magic.
Very well.
Unfortunately, it's a very shit arcana check.
Mm-hmm. Jaeger Larson, my t-shirt, the best bit is... it resonates hard with me. You do not determine anything bad about the button.
Well, I think it only fair that I press the button.
Yeah, you press the button and...
Exploded!
Yeah, the room catches fire. No. No, but the bookshelf slides, so the bookshelf has sort of 3 sections to it, and the one to the leftmost of the room slides in, sort of slides back neatly and silently, and then slides sideways behind the one it's next to, revealing a passageway and a secret staircase. Don't you love a secret staircase?
My dream house has many. Basically, if we ever have my dream house, you have to go on a fucking adventure to find a toilet.
I really enjoy because, like, last week we made a joke about, like, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep. This is a totally different Tony Stark quote where it's like, please be secret door, yay!
But legitimately, I want to have like a library in my dream house where the door is a bookshelf that you have to push the
candle. Has to be a candle.
It
has to be a candle.
Has to be.
So you can put the candle back.
Yeah.
Hello.
And was it a fridge? Was it like a special bar fridge that was made to look like a TARDIS? And then you open it up and it has the...
Yeah.
for it to be so it's bigger on the inside. Haha. Okay.
This dog is going spastic. I don't know why, but she's like, I nom Daddy's hands. I nom them. Nom nom nom.
Has she had a you know what today?
No, she hasn't had a you know what for 3 days. That's probably why.
Yes, that's why she's going back.
Because it's been rainy, hasn't it? Yeah. And you don't like the water. So you're going to sit on Daddy's lap while we continue playing, please.
All right.
She's like, yes.
I would like to investigate this tunnel for traps, obvious or otherwise.
Very well. Secret tunnel through the mountain. Secret tunnel.
22! Apparently my excitement about the tunnel is felt by the
Joy
magic
is like,
inside.
I slept in here for nearly 3 weeks, and I never found this.
Oh, I'm sure you'll be able to find the button when you're a bit older.
She's 17 and a human.
She seems younger. Anyway, I 22 is the tunnel safe for me to go
That was
down.
a dirty joke.
It was a dirty joke. Sorry, I got overexcited by the secret tunnel.
You do not see any traps or anything unsafe about this tunnel at all.
Right. Well, then I'm like, well, Joy, I think it only fair that we go down it together.
She's like, okay, yeah, let's do that. You head down this tunnel. It's just like the staircase going up. It's not like a dank, basement tunnel. It's not stone walls or anything. It's wood, the same as the rest of the house. It just goes down. As you enter it, the sconces on the wall light up. It's sort of like automatic lights in there. It reveals the staircase heading down. At the bottom of the staircase, there is a landing which turns to the right. There is a door ahead of you as you reach the bottom of the stairs, and then a passageway, a corridor that leads to the right with a door in it as well. So there are two doors. One at the bottom of the stairs and one to the right.
Well, Joy, since technically the secret tunnel is in your bedroom, which door would you like to go through first?
She goes, As you look down, you hear a meow, and there is a cat down there. It's a little grey cat with a sort of vaguely like an Egyptian-style cat. That sort of walks casually up to the end of the hallway, looks up at you, and then turns around and goes back again. Back the way down the sideway. I'm assuming you're still this is imagining that you're still at the top of the stairs.
Okay.
And she says, I think I'd follow the cat.
Well,
Nothing bad's happened to the cat.
You make an excellent point. The cat does seem to be alive and unharmed.
Does make me wonder how long the cat's been down here.
Well, it does appear to be starving, so maybe Cumin and Coriander know how to get down here.
Maybe. Okay, great. Let's I mean, they did say I was allowed to do whatever in the study. Might be safe down here.
Hey, if you were not given explicit instructions not to go down a secret tunnel behind a cupboard...
I mean, if the door is secret...
Yeah, but they said you could do anything in the study. That includes pressing mysterious buttons and drawers that open secret tunnels, and oh my god, that sounded really suggestive.
It did a bit, yeah. Don't worry, I know what sex is.
Okay.
Nanny explained.
Good for you, sweetheart.
Anything means anything. Yes, Polly. Room 17. This is, the air in here smells of astringent chemicals. Ooh. Long wooden tables stretch across the room, laden with vials, beakers, and flasks holding various liquids and powders. Books are stacked between the glassware and chemicals. Yellowed paper charts and blackboards full of complex formulas cover the walls. This upstairs looked like almost like a classroom. This one looks like a lab. Like someone's doing some hardcore shit down here. There is, like the long tubes and like big bars and things. It almost looks like several experiments are ongoing in here. There is a little tube with a green flame, it's just a really small, quite controlled green flame coming out of it that is keeping a jar of purple fluid at a constant simmer. Dredgen Wolf, meth lab. No, but yes.
Magical purple meth? I have a lot of experience with magical purple substances that also get you high.
It is smoking gently.
Okay.
But that smoke is going up through a tube and being bubbled through a very clear fluid that actually looks like it's got glitter in it.
Ooh. So do you think they're making makeup? It's very sparkly. Put it on your eyes.
Yeah.
Open
flame, please.
Beryl wants to look at everything in here.
Yeah, it's a great room.
To narrow it down, do there look like there's any like finished potions or?
Yes. Make me an investigation check. And Jaeger Larson, can you type !investigation in chat, please?
Uh,
A 7. Yeah, Beryl. Yeah, you're just like cool things, very cool. Yes. Yeah. So you're looking specifically for finished potions.
Yeah, stuff that's done.
Beryl, I'm gonna say even a 7 is enough for this. 17.
Ooh, that
plus,
better be Joy's roll.
plus 3. That is Joy's roll. Yeah.
Hey, go Joy!
So, Beryl, yeah, just because Joy's with you, you're both like, wow. You would, what you find is several, like alchemical reagents and magic potion, like the bits that you use to make a magic potion, not unlike what you saw on the dude's cart earlier today. But actual legit substances rather than fake shit. Yeah, there is, if you use spell components, you could probably restock your spell components in here. Joy goes, ooh, actually, I need some of that, and picks up some, basically picks up the components to replenish her magic missile store. I will actually let that, because she got an unnatural 20 with that 17, I'm going to let her recharge her magic missile attack.
Do I use
And she goes, ooh, oh wow, these are handy. I haven't seen one of these in ages. I've never held one. Thanks very much, Jaeger. Yeah, she stands up holding a pair of little red vials.
Would these be healing potions?
I think so, yeah.
Can I do an Arcana check?
Yes, you can.
Please don't be another shit roll. 13.
Yeah, you've definitely seen healing potions before. This is a very, like, the smallest kind, but yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful. Well, if either of us get hit in the head with a book or stabbed with a disembodied sword, then those will be perfect.
She's like, I kind of feel bad about taking them, but also, I didn't want to get stabbed with a sword or hit in the head with a book. And Fistandia's book did that, so I feel like this is fair, right?
It's like an exchange. You bled, and now you get a healing potion.
Seems fair. Also, she's a witch who can make this sort of stuff. I'm pretty sure she can spare a potion. So she gives you one and keeps one herself.
Oh, thank you very much. And I'll tuck it into a convenient pocket.
And as she's handing it to you, she looks over your shoulder and goes, ooh, Mr. Mordenkainen.
And presumably I turn, and there's a book.
You don't spot it immediately, but it's just sticking out, like, you can just see the top of Mordenkainen's head. This one is, like, it's underneath a stack of other ones that are sort of higgledy-piggledy up on top of it. And, yeah, on the bottom of them, there is the brown book with a leather spine with a letter B on it.
Ooh. I've got bitey now and a leftover L. Sorry, I'm just going to stare at these letters for 30 seconds.
Why don't you tell chat exactly what you've got? I'm just going to nip to the loo quickly, chat.
All right. We have, chat, an L, a T, an E, a Y, an I, and a B. I'll type them into chat. Because I know I forget shit like that. I've written it down like 3 times, so it's right on top of my notes. So we've got bite, lit. Yeah, bitey. I would like it. It's like bite. Bet. Biley. Yeah, if you drink too many of the magic potions, you start coughing up a lot of bile. Tile. B. That's not how you spell teal, is it? If we get another E, we can have yeet, which is appropriate given what the books love to do at me in this place. So I remember the oh god, it was a word game we used to play when I was a kid. And it was called Boggle. And you had like 9 dice with letters on them in a box, and you had to like shake it up, and it would fall down to a grid, and you had to make words. It's Boggle, right? It is Boggle! Yay! Thanks, Zelda Terry. Glad I'm not the only one who had that game. We eventually progressed to Scrabble, which is one of the few games I stand a small chance of beating Josh in. It's a running joke that Josh likes to play board games, and I don't play with him a lot because he always wins, and that's no fun for me.
Have you had any luck so far?
Well, we've had lots of words, but none that use all the letters and make sense for a series of magical books.
Bear in mind that there may be more books. You may not have found them all.
I am 100% sure there are more books.
Yeah.
But it might be a sentence rather than one long word.
Yeah. How many have you found so far?
We've found 6 books.
Yeah, wow.
We have 4 on our persons.
Biley and Tile.
Light.
Blight. Woo.
It's a good word. Is that
it's a good word. No, blight is spelled with a GH.
One of those fun English words that just chucks in a bunch of extra letters for fun.
Bliggett. Yeah, all right. Well, yeah, you found...
so it's under a stack of books, you say?
Yes. Oh, yeah, right. Do you pick it up?
I'm going to go over and be like, Joy, do you have a bad feeling about maybe picking this book up? Do you see any swords that might fly down and attempt to decapitate us?
She said, no swords, but this room is full of stuff that could explode.
This is true. Okay. Hello, room. My name's Beryl. This is my new friend, Joy. And, we'd like to... Stop laughing at me.
It's so cute. I love it.
And, we need to take this book here with Mr. Mordenkamp's face on it so Joy can go home to her daddy. And if you could not hurt us when we pick it up, that would be great.
Make me a persuasion check on the room. Nelderberry, can you roll me an exclamation mark roll space 20 in chat, please?
No way.
18. 18's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
18 is pretty good. An 8. Oh, interesting. Do you pick the book up?
If nothing happens?
Nothing happens. Well, the things keep bubbling and simmering, but yeah, nothing appears to change.
Oh, thank goodness. I was a little worried we're all going to get blown sky high for a second there. Okay, let's see if we can find another one, and then
okay.
Consider this room done.
Very good. You do that, and yeah, you do not get attacked. You pick the book up, and nothing happens.
There isn't like a door in here that's different to the one we came in.
No, this one only has the one door, the one you came through.
Okay, cool. I'll be like, okay, let's go to the next one.
All right, you do that. You leave through the door you came in from and head back up. The little grey cat followed you in and has now preceded you out and is standing at the bottom of the stairs looking at you, meowing.
I don't suppose you speak cat, Joy.
This one I've seen several times. I actually have no idea how it got down here.
So
I call this one Smoke.
Okay.
Smokey, what do you want? And it goes to her and starts like doing the cat twist around her ankles. Do the cat twist. Yeah. And she gives.
Almost do the cat twist, but instead they just hop around you in little circles.
Yeah, it's difficult when you're in the dark trying to walk to their food bowl to give them food, and they're like, love, love, love for the food, nom nom. Exclamation mark cat twist.
Why do I feel like there will be a cat twist command in chat very soon?
Add new command.
Okay. So the cat is by the way out, not the next door.
No, it's by the staircase. It's right next to the next door as well, but it's looking upstairs.
Okay. Beryl's gonna go and like put her hand on the doorknob, but not open it, and like watch the cat to see if it does anything.
The cat does not appear to do anything. Try it again, Elderberry. The cat does not appear to do anything. It looks at you like it watches you as you go over there. Sorry, I was busy. I was trying to think of something better. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, focus, Beryl, focus. Okay, can I quickly do an Arcana check on the door? Is the door magical?
You can do that.
13.
Siri. 13. The door does not appear to be magical.
I'm going to open it.
You open the door. Nothing happens. Well, something happens. The door is now open. That's what happened.
Okay, as long as that's all that's happened.
And a couple of candles and sconces light. This is another corridor.
Doors?
Yes, two. Is exactly the same configuration as the upstairs one. There is one to the right and one straight ahead of you.
Does it look exactly the same as the one I'm in?
It looks not dissimilar. Like, pretty much the same. Jaeger Larson is on it.
I am familiar with this particular
DM very well.
DM and his freaking endless circular corridors that you have to work out how to get out of. Joy, could you just wait here for a moment?
She goes, okay, why? Why?
I just want us to be where we can see each other while I go down there, just in case there's some weird corridor shenanigans going on.
Okay, alright, good idea.
Been caught in an endless corridor loop before. And I will step tentatively into the corridor.
Make me a wisdom check.
Oh, you bastard. 13.
Nothing happens.
I'll keep moving down the corridor towards the closest door.
There is a door about 10 foot down the corridor. It opens. It does not lock. Joy and the cat are both just right behind you, like 10 feet behind you.
Okay, I'm gonna put a hand on the door handle and gently push the door open.
You gently push the door open, and you find yourself...
I mean, you married him. I did.
Yeah, she knew what she was getting into.
I knew. I knew.
This dark stone-walled room, so this is like unique in all the other rooms of the house, which have wood paneling up to about waist height, and then, well, actually sort of like the bottom of your rib cage height, and then plaster above that. This one is, dark stone-walled room contains only a few objects. There is a 5-foot diameter circle of intricate runes covering the floor. There is an empty wooden bookstand opposite the door, and bronze braziers at either of the other three cardinal points of the circle. Whatever material they contained has long since burned to cinders, but the room still smells of charcoal and sulfur. And sitting next to the bookstand is a warty toad. Nilderberry, travel safely, my friend. Have a great evening. Thanks for coming and hanging out. It's alive.
Okay. Is it like, does it appear to have like registered that a dwarven woman has just opened the door?
Insofar as a toad does, it hasn't moved.
So it would be safe to assume that some sort of magical ritual has taken place in here.
It's entirely possible.
Runes, sulfur.
Yeah. It's not a bad inference to make. I'm not going to tell you. But yes.
I'm going to say hi to the toad without entering the room.
You say hello to the toad.
Hello, Mr. Toad.
You do that. It you know how they like fill their throat, sort of that sort of, yeah. But it just observes you. It's looking at you, but you're the only new thing it's seen in probably quite a while. Like, the door was closed. It's a frog. It can't open the door.
Well, if you want to leave, the door is open.
Okay, that's interesting. What language are you speaking? Out of curiosity. Dwarven. Okay. It doesn't say anything because it's a toad.
Okay. I'm gonna see if I can spot any books in this room.
Make me an investigation or perception check.
Ooh, which one am I better at? Oh, definitely investigation. Oh shit. 12.
Investigation of 12. There aren't any books in here.
Is there anything that could be concealing a book in here?
You would have to enter the room to have a look.
Right. I'm gonna call back to Joy and say, I lick it.
Sorry?
You just suggested I lick the toad. So... There's no time to get high, man. I'm gonna call back to Joy and be like, there's a room with some runes that smells of sulfur, and there's a toad. I'm just gonna quickly step in and see if I can spot any books, okay?
There it is. Yeah, you do that. You step inside. The toad. So, the room is 20 feet deep and 15 feet wide. There is a circle of like a summoning circle, you would guess, maybe in the middle of the floor. Like, some sort of magical spell has been done there, definitely. And yeah, it's about 10 feet wide of the 15 feet the room is wide. There are 3 charcoal braziers that don't appear to have anything useful in them. The investigation of 12, there is an empty bookshelf, but no books on it. How far into the room do you get?
Just a couple of steps for now.
Okay.
And I would like to do an Arcana check on this summoning circle to see if I can discern what it was used for.
Ooh, okay, yeah, sure.
16.
Summoning is all you'd get, really. This is a summoning circle. This is, you know a couple of the runes. Yeah, this is not a portal. This is a something that draws things in. It's a doorway, but only one way. And it's an entrance, not an exit.
Oh, so there's no books.
You just don't really know enough about summoning to really, know anything more than that. But no books that you can see. The toad hops towards you. Just a single hop.
Okay. That's it?
And it... Make an nature check. This is or an insight, if you're better at insight.
I am better at insight. She says having to... Oh my god! The hell!
Yeah, it looks like it's now... It does look like it's paying attention to you. Like it's curious. It actually tilts its head a little bit.
Okay, only I had a spell that let me talk to animals. That'd be really handy right about now. I'm gonna address the toad again.
Uh-huh.
Because it worked so well last time.
Yeah.
And be like, hi, are you trying to tell me something, or do you just want to get out? Croak once for the first option, croak twice for the second option. You're trying to tell me something?
Or it's just a toad.
Or it's just a toad. I might be going crazy down here. Well, how about I leave the door open, and if you want to leave, you can, okay? I'm going to take that as a yes, and I'm going to leave. And I'm going to get out of this weird-ass room with the creepy toad.
Very well. Yeah. So, do you turn your back on the room?
No, I would back out of the room.
Very well. Cool. Do you close the door?
No, I leave the door open.
Can you make me... Alright, yeah, what else do you do? As in, you're back in the corridor, the door is open.
I'll just go back to Joy and be like, if a toad comes out of the room, don't panic, okay? I don't think it's gonna hurt anyone.
Okay. Should I come and join you, or stay here?
Let me just open this other door and see what's in there, okay?
Okay.
And I will open the other door and peer inside.
This one, you crack the door and immediately you're like assailed with the smell of alcohol and brine. Glass vessels, large and small, stand in rows on the floor and tables ranging from 1 foot to 6 feet tall. Inside each vessel is a body of a creature floating in clear fluid. 1 4-foot tall container is missing its lid and has no occupant.
I would like to see if there is any weird creature in this room that might want to eat me.
Yeah, this is a preserved menagerie. It's quite a long room. It's got 3 ranks of, like, there are benches or, so there is 2 corridors which you can walk down. Where would you go?
Wait,
down
before
the first
I go anywhere,
Uh-huh.
the jar that's open and empty,
Yeah.
is there any, like, footprints or marks on the floor? Like something might have climbed out and gone away?
Make me a survival check. Good question.
18.
Yes.
I feel like it's too big for the toad, but...
Yeah, the trick is, there's no, like, dust on the floor or anything to leave marks. But you can't tell what was in it. Obviously, it's quite a large container. It was about 4 foot tall, so a decent sized container. Like it would be for at least a small creature, like size class small, and yeah, you. I would say, yeah, you would see some. Are you still at the door, or have you come into the room?
I'm just standing at the door still. I
Okay.
haven't come in.
Yeah, it's hard to make out, but an 18 is very good. There is, like, around the rim of the jar, there is some, like, residue, like goo, like slug trail. And can you make me a wisdom save, please?
Six.
Ooh.
Lots of sixes lately.
Beryl, you get an unaccountable feeling of terror from this whole room. Everything you can see, like that empty jar particularly, you get this vision of yourself in it. You are, in effect, frightened.
Okay.
Which means it is a status effect, and it means you cannot go into the room.
Cool. I'm gonna be like, hey Joy, I got a real bad feeling about this room, but just in case I'm being paranoid, do you mind coming and having a quick look?
Joy comes down and has a look as well. And she says, oh. What's scary about it?
And I will point at the empty bottle with slime on the rim.
She goes, oh. I wonder what was in there and if it got out. Also, did you say there was a toad in that room?
Yes.
It's gone.
Oh. I hope that's not a bad thing.
That notion gives you a terrible sense of dread.
Okay, can you see any books in there? Because if you don't, I think we should get the hell out of here.
Yeah. Who have we got? Jaeger Larson. Yeah, Jaeger, can you give me a perception or investigation check, whichever you favor? Exclamation mark, one or the other. And Karen, can you make me a perception check as well?
Sorry, what was that?
A perception check. 9. Okay. Joy cannot see any books in this room. In fact, it has the distinction of being the only room you've seen so far that does not contain a bookshelf.
Hmm.
Like, even both the hallways have had low-key bookshelves.
Ooh. I don't like this place, Joy.
Perception
if you
check.
have more...
Karen?
Oh, sorry.
Give me one as well.
Hey, 7! That's a whole
Yep.
one more than 6.
Yep, no, you don't see anything in here, I'm afraid.
Okay, well, Joy, if you want to go in, you go right ahead, but I think I'm going to leave.
Your survival check, yeah, if something got out, you can't tell what it was or where it went. Basically. She's like, no, I don't think I need to go in there. It's a bit creepy. Even if it is all dead. I know Fistandia was like quite a knowledgeable natural philosopher, so she collected loads of rare specimens to study, but I don't like the idea that one of them looks like it climbed out. Like, aren't these things dead when you put them in there? Isn't that the idea?
Yeah, but, you know, occasionally things that are dead kind of become slightly less dead, and it's usually a bad thing.
So, the collection includes a flumph, a giant fire beetle, a small grell, a myconid sprout, a pseudo-dragon, 4 severed hands, all in the same jar, and a slad tadpole. Oh, and a cockatrice. That's in the largest jar, is a cockatrice.
Bloody hell. I don't know if that swear is particularly southern. Lordy. Okay.
There you go.
Backing away, closing the door.
Yeah, right. As you close the door, you come face to face with a small, it's a head. It has vaguely insect-like features, long antennae, very long pointy ears, and a mouth full of sharp teeth.
And is this in the corridor or in the room?
This is in the corridor. It is standing on the ceiling looking at you. And it swipes at you. Immediately, it's going to claw at you.
Do I know what this is?
I'm going to say you dodge out of the way of that natural one. You can make me... This would actually be an Arcana check, not a Nature check.
Bloody hell, 12.
It's a demon.
Oh.
You don't know exactly, but you get like demonic off it. And I'm gonna get you to make another wisdom save with disadvantage.
Yeah, because I need it on my plus nothing. 3.
Yeah. And it is absolutely terrifying to you. It has your back up against the door, and it did just fail to hurt you. It took a swipe at you and missed. But, yes, you and Joy are both sort of pinned against the door by this creature. It's tiny. It is about 6 inches tall. And it is growling at you and swiping and hissing. Its mouth is literally full of needle teeth. Like hundreds of them, like a sarlacc pit.
I would like to cast sleep, please.
Yes. Yes. Yes, Beryl. Cast sleep.
I need to roll 5d8.
Amazing.
Sorry, I have to do it manually.
As long as 2 of these are above a 1. 18. It hisses at you, and then its eyes sort of flutter closed, and it drops to the floor. Now, you know how this spell works, and if it takes any damage, it will wake right back up again. Because it was standing on the ceiling, and so it's going to fall directly in front of you. About 10 feet. Wow, no, about 8 feet. But it would take... It's not a baby Tarrasque.
What's a Tarrasque? Do I want to know?
I'll show you a picture later. They're like the archetypal worst, most terrifying thing in the world. They're about the size of a small mountain.
Oh.
Huge creature.
Okay.
They're like ultimate thing to fight, basically.
Okay. So
Nova's got a model of one. They're pretty cool. I call it a mini, but it's not really. It's pretty big. It's actually about the size of a cat. This thing falls. If it hits the ground, it'll wake back up, is what I'm telling you.
Right, I'll catch it.
Yeah. Can you make me that wisdom save again, please? This time not with disadvantage, though. You get normal because it's asleep now.
11.
Oh, shit! You needed 10. That's what you were trying to get. You succeed. I'm not going to because it was right in front of your face. Catching it would not be difficult. I'm just going to let you catch it. You catch this little body. It is its legs are like backwards jointed at the knee, but in all other respects, it's mostly humanoid. Its skin is vaguely grey-green. It has sort of speckly mottling patterns down its sides. And yeah, you've not had a huge amount of experience with the infernal or demonic. But yeah, this is definitely, you get a feeling this is not a natural creature. This is a magical, but like a nasty kind of magical creature. Maybe a demon. Yeah. Who's a good little demon?
I'm thinking next to Cronus.
For chat, this is a quasit.
Okay, is it slimy?
No, actually, it's kind of like a reptile. It looks like it would be, but it's not. It's actually very hot. Like, it could be a good bed warmer. Not like, oh, ow, hot potato, hot potato. No, it's probably, but like, you know how like a human runs to about 32, 33 degrees? This thing clearly has an internal temperature of over 50.
Right, okay. Holding it in my hands, cradling it gently, I'm going to run back to the lab and find a jar to put it.
Yeah, you can do that. So the room that you were scared of before?
No, the other one.
Oh, right.
I'm not going in the freaky room with the bottles now.
Closet are really cute.
Running back to the other lab, I need an empty jar.
Here, let me. I can do this. Closet. STL. There we go. There we go. That's pretty close. And overlay.
I suppose it's kind of cute, Molly, but it's not.
Oh, there you go. There he is. That.
Not exactly a fluffy bunny rabbit, now
Yeah,
is it?
that's a closet. That's what we're dealing with here. Not super adorable, but adorable enough.
And hopefully soon safely restrained in a jar, because it's only going to stay asleep for a minute.
You dash back. Joy's like, what are we doing? What are we doing with it? It's so gross. It's so creepy. What do you tell her?
I need to find a jar. I need a jar. A big one.
You do that. You go and look for a jar. Both of you make investigation checks. Bolly, can you make an investigation check for Joy?
15.
Nice. That's pretty good. You find a very sturdy-looking mason jar. A 6, not so much. She's a bit freak out. She's like, what do we do? This is so weird. You're gonna put it in a jar? Are you gonna like put alcohol in it or something?
I'm not going in the weird room with the alcohol animals.
Fair. Okay. You find it. You get the jar, the lid off the jar. She's like, do they need to breathe?
That's a demon. I don't know. We'll worry about that later. If it passes out, we'll poke some holes in the lid, okay?
Okay. You gonna take it with us?
I haven't decided yet.
No? Okay. No criticism. And yeah, she holds the jar so you can get it in there. It's a little cramped, but it's alright.
Okay. So it'll wake up in a little moment, and I guess we'll find out whether it can get out of the jar.
Its eyes sort of flutter open just as you're sealing it. And, I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna roll for it. It is not, it sort of, its eyes flutter open, and then it goes... and starts scratching at the glass, and tries to, like, stand up and realizes that there's a lid, and it just sort of thrashes around for a minute, and then it just sort of curls up into one corner away from you, and it hisses at you occasionally.
Okay. I think it can't get out of the jar. Okay, is the cat still around?
Yeah, the cat's still sort of nonchalantly, like, in the way cats do, just sort of wandering around.
Okay. Um, Joy, I have to admit, I have to say, I'm not quite sure what to do with it now. I feel like
You
we
can
shouldn't
speak
leave
common,
it
yes.
alone. But I don't particularly want to take it with me either.
Leave here.
Oh,
Be free, take with.
wait. You want me to leave you here or take you with me?
Want leave here. Take with. Be free.
Jaeger Larson, thanks for the sub, mate.
Hey.
Good on you.
You're still saying both things at once.
I want leave here.
Oh, okay. Were you trapped here?
Who brought?
I don't know.
You not bring.
No.
Make a persuasion check. I know you're not lying, but it's distrustful of you.
Fair enough. I did just put it in a jar.
It attacked you first.
10.
All right. I'm just gonna. That's fun. The reasoning is sound. It also got a 10, so I'm gonna say that it believes you. It doesn't look like it trusts you, but it's like, all right, like I'm kind of in a pickle here, pickle jar actually. So here you go.
So you don't remember how you got here?
Brought.
By a human?
Not know. Was toad.
Oh, you were the toad.
Not know why.
So when I let you out of the room, you stopped being a toad.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank.
Joy? Sorry?
Thank.
Oh, you're welcome. I kind of got the feeling there was something up with you, so... Joy, do you know what this is?
Next Draconis. Could you please roll me a history check? This would be a history check for Joy. She has read a bunch of books since she got here. Some of them might contain information about the demonic. Exclamation mark, history, please, in chat. I hecking love that ability to get like, it's like, hey, you do this. It's neat.
Is it bad? I kind of want a t-shirt that says, that reasoning is sound.
Yes, with Beryl on it, like
Reasoning is sound.
Beryl holding a jar with a quasit in it. That reasoning is sound. A 7. A 7. She's like, it looks like some sort of demon. I don't know a lot about them though.
Okay.
Quasits do make excellent familiars.
Do bards?
Hey, Serum.
Do bards get familiars? Is
No.
that even a thing?
I don't think so.
Okay, cool. Well, how about I keep you with me, and when we find a suitable spot to let you go, we'll let you out of the jar.
Agree.
Okay, I'm gonna put you in my pocket. Is that okay?
Agree.
Okay.
Coffee
And I'll
aliens.
I'll put the jar in my pocket.
Yeah, it does not look dissimilar to the coffee aliens from Men in Black. Yeah, it's a little smaller, but yeah.
Oh, man.
I need to be.
Thanks,
I'm
aliens.
doing the wrong accent for it as well. It's just like,
Agree. Hey, Jay. Yeah, you can
Decaf,
put me
is it?
in your pocket.
Okay, I'll put the closet in the jar in my pocket, and then I'll look at Joy and say, "How about we go upstairs and close the door behind us?"
is that canon? Next Draconis, they speak Huttese.
Oh, please let that be canon.
I adore that. I just didn't know that. That's amazing. If that's the truth, and I'm just like amazing. Yeah, that's some crossover right there. Yeah, they're speaking it in the movie. Oh wow, okay.
Ona Chawaba! Ona Bunga!
Yeah. They are. Fuck. That's great.
Some bloody Star Wars nerds in that film just going.
Me wanna no burger.
Yeah.
So it just makes me want to learn Klingon and just speak it randomly to see if anyone picks up on it.
Tak noch, tak bech.
Does Duolingo do Klingon?
I mean, like we were saying only last week, we're pretty confident there's a Klingon translation of D&D core sourcebook. There isn't a Russian one.
Batak.
Yes, Batak. Okay, next Draconis, you'll enjoy this. One of my students, she's actually my teaching assistant, is named Balana. And I was like, oh, that's a nice name. Is that? Yeah, it is. That's the name of the engineer from Star Trek Voyager. Awesome. That's really cool. It's spelled differently. I knew the kid for over a year and a half before I wound up asking. That is why. Her parents are massive nerds. They named her after Balana Torres. Smoke like chimneys. Anyway, sorry. You go back upstairs with a pocket full of quasit. Oh, that's the title of the next app. Pocket full of quasit. Your mother has a smooth forehead. Oh.
I gotta love and I know that it's all mine. Oh.
I got a jar of quasit and I know what's inside it.
I've got a brand new jar of quasit and I'll give you the key.
That wasn't what I was doing. I was doing Jack
I know.
Sparrow, but
I
yeah.
was doing another one, Josh.
Very good.
We could riff like this for hours.
We're extremely good. Duolingo, learn Klingon. Yep, there it is. Thanks, Serum.
Who wants me to try and learn Klingon on a stream? That would be fun.
Amazing. Hab Sol Koch.
We're not doing anything on Wednesdays yet.
Come back as Mother of Bunnies does Klingon class. I don't believe that it's insane at all. I think it's totally reasonable and legitimate. It's a functioning language. Conjugate the verb to slaughter.
The thing I love about some movie languages is like they have people whose jobs are to invent fantasy languages. So they have their own, like rules. So they can say, oh, we want to say this in the language. And they're like, okay, well, this is the vocabulary and these are the grammar rules. So this is how the sentence will be constructed. So it has an internal logic. Like Dothraki is a language that someone has created. And I love that.
The Elvish in Lord of the Rings is based on an obscure Finnish dialect that only about 150 people speak in the world. It's a real language, but only very, very few people even speak them. Yeah, Tolkien Elven, I imagine, would be there, but Tolkien Elven is actually an actual language in the real world that he based it on. Yeah.
Which is cool. And for those of you who may remember when, oh god, I can't remember what city it is, but Daenerys turns up to some city with her army and they send the champion out and ends up fighting what's his face, and he's yelling at them in a different language, and the translation is he's using the curses from the French scene in Holy Grail.
Yes.
So he's standing there
Your
yelling.
mother was a hamster.
And your father salt of elderberries. I'm like, oh my god, it's like a reference within another reference with another reference. Anyway, so I take my pocket of course. Gonna get back on track. Oh, okay.
Anonymous Gifter, thank you so much for your tier 1 sub to Serum. Congratulations,
Yay.
Serum. We've had some good subs tonight. Thank you so much. We feel loved.
I feel very loved tonight. Thank you, guys. Okay,
Just need to shout at my
I've
dog
got
quickly.
a pocket full of quasit, and I'm getting the hell out of this creepy basement because it's full of creepy shit.
Fair. Yeah. Who knew that the secret basement in the wizard's house would be full of creepy shit? You go upstairs. You are still short at least one book to make a word. But there's still a couple of rooms you haven't checked out yet.
I'm just going to take a moment. Beryl's just going to sit on the floor for a moment and just take a few deep breaths.
Fair.
Okay. I really wish I carried alcohol.
I'm sure we could get some. Do you want some? Coriander and cumin say I'm not old enough for it, which is irritating, but... Serum. Makes a note to guide AU Twitch Wednesday 8 p.m. AWST. Mother of Bunnies learns Klingon. Careful, they'll make you do it.
I don't want, even if it's just for like a week. I kind of want to know. Anyway, so yeah, she's like, no, let's not bother them. Let's just do the next room, okay? And hope it's got less dead things in jars and toads. But I'm really glad I didn't lick that toad.
Next Draconis, I never considered either of those things, but that's really interesting. Your mother is a hamster. It basically means your mum's a whore because of how fast hamsters breed. And your father smells of elderberries is, yeah, your dad's drunk because elderberry wine. Particularly in the UK at the time when, you know, there wasn't grapes. We didn't really grow grapes in England. So, yeah, elderberry would be the way to make wine. That's deep. I had not considered that. That is awesome. Thank you.
Well, the thing we must remember is that the Monty Python crew went to a very
clever
university
men.
and were very intelligent and decided to do comedy instead.
Yeah. Alrighty, so you go back upstairs. You go back into the study. The door closes behind you. The secret bookshelf door. Someone either pushes the candle back or it closes behind you. Look like it's an automatic. The little grey cat follows you, comes with, and goes out the door and down towards the kitchen, where it paws at the door if you follow it. You hear it sort of scratching at the kitchen door, and it is opened. The door is opened. Alright, I forget how many times I watched them. Yeah.
Like, I don't want to like pretend I'm as good at being funny as Monty Python because I'm not sure I could claim that. But I love multi-layered
jokes,
kind of jokes and just like storytelling in general. Like when I come up with titles for like things I've written, I always like there to be multiple layers. So you just go, oh, that's fun. And then you're like, oh, wait, but it's referring to this. That's cool. And oh, it can also mean that. That's clever.
Mm. Serum 76, and we could teach her all the dirty words. Now go away, or I shall taunt you a second time.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so talking about the insult thing, it made me remember that there was all this graffiti from Pompeii, and a lot of it was really rude. And I just quickly Googled it because it was just like, my brain is like, what was the Pompeii graffiti now? And the first one I found was, weep you girls, my penis has given you up. Now it penetrates men's behinds. My wondrous femininity. Which was great. This one's good. On April 19th, I made bread. Don't perform oral sex on girls against the city wall like a dog.
What?
This is amazing. A small problem gets larger if you ignore it. So the one defecating here, beware of the curse. If you look down on this curse, may you have an angry Jupiter for an enemy.
Serum's being very funny in chat.
If you had a rock and it looked like a frog, but if you moved around. The multi-layered frog. I should have asked if the toad looked like a toad from different angles.
Yeah, I know, you missed a trick. It's in the book, so I couldn't change it, but I was reading like, it's careful. Memes for days, yep. Anyway, let's see if we can finish this story before midnight, yeah?
Whoa. Gee, I hope your hemorrhoids rub together so much that they hurt worse than they ever have before.
Alright, you carry on down the corridor, or do you go back up towards the kitchen?
No, the cat can do it at once. I'm going to the next door.
The cat has been let into the kitchen. You actually hear Coriander say, oh, hi, Smokey. Actually, it says, oh, hello, Smokey. And the cat meows as it goes in. You head back up the corridor towards the far end where you have yet to be. There is 2 more doors on the right, one near you and one a little bit further up.
Oh, we have another gift sub.
Another gift sub. Next Draconis, congratulations. Yeah, you can check out, you've got all the fancy, our beautiful artwork is done by Daria. She is an excellent artist, and yeah, we've got the crit 1s, the crit nat 20s, the high, the raid, the hype. All of these are references mostly to our other campaign, Humblewood of Monsters and Magic, which is on Thursday nights. And we just started it back up again. I love putting little references in my stories. There's a pub in my town in one series. The bricks are blue and it looks small. It's very large inside. It's called the Blue Box. Love it. Excellent.
Yes.
Solid work.
Can you get a Bad Wolf beer?
Bad Wolf beer, of course. Yeah, I enjoy doing that as well. I love interconnectivity, so having bringing NPCs from one place to another place, and yeah, references and it, yeah, little what's the word? Easter eggs. Easter eggs are fun.
And it's Easter egg week.
Yeah.
What
Alrighty.
Anyway, sorry, we keep
Near room or the far room?
Whichever is closest to me.
The nearer room. Alrighty. This room contains a battered wooden mannequin. Joy knows what this room is. Gonna add it. Oh, congratulations, Carrie. You also have a gift sub.
Anonymous gifter is handing him out tonight.
Yeah. I think that's actually just what if someone doesn't want to be named, they just everybody.
Yeah, so it could be one person, could be many people.
Could be many people,
Whichever
but
it is,
good on you, you bloody champion. Thank you so much. We appreciate the heck out of it. We really do. Yeah. She's like, this is the exercise room. I practice in here. The room contains a battered wooden mannequin and a weapon rack holding staves and daggers. It all is lit by indigo-tinted light streaming in through a window at the far end. The floor is stained and scorched. At the far end of the room, a broom hovers in the air, sweeping the floor by itself.
Ooh.
Yeah, magic broom.
I'm just going to turn to Joy and be like, well, if we put a foot wrong, there's a lot of weapons in here to stab us.
She goes, yeah. I've been in here lots. The broom, just don't screw with it.
Okay.
It's the broom actually that you need to watch out for, but I don't know. It was moving on its own, so I just sort of gave it its space. But the mannequin doesn't mind being shot at.
Oh, awesome.
I did ask Coriander and Cumin, and they said, yeah, that it was fine to sort of mess with it. I think it's for practicing.
That would have been my guess too. Well, we found books in stranger places. Let's have a poke around.
Yeah. Make me an investigation check.
22.
22.
22. Don't know why I'm singing it. Just so excited to roll something genuinely good.
Yeah.
After all the stickers.
There are 4 daggers, 4 quarterstaffs, and 20 darts in a bandolier hanging on the weapon rack. They're all really good. None of them are like special in any way, but they are all quite nicely made, well-made weapons. The mannequin has numerous cuts and chips, and this is clearly, like, you can tell a vast variety of damage has been inflicted on both the mannequin and the floor around it. In fact, some of the scorch marks reach the walls. This room is 20 foot wide. You can think of a few spells that have a radius damage of 20 feet. And yeah, she has been clearly not holding back on this room.
Oh, if only I was my other character, right?
But there ain't any bookshelves in here.
Are there any, like, things that are closed? Are there cupboards? With
There
buttons?
is a small, very, very flat cupboard on one wall. It's actually on the wall with the door in it. It's sort of next to the door. There is, it's about 2 foot tall and about 2 foot wide, roughly square, and it's got doors that hinge open.
Joe, have you ever opened that?
She's like, oh, it's a dart board.
Oh, I'll open it up anyway.
Yeah.
And there's a dartboard.
It is a dartboard. It's doesn't look like a traditional sort of what you would find in a pub. It doesn't have scores on it. But it's concentric circles for throwing darts at.
It is a target.
Yeah.
And there's not like, if I like stick my fingers behind it, there's not like anything behind it.
Make an investigation check. No, I'm going to let your 22 carry over. No, there is not. It's just been a waste of time, so...
Okay, well, if you haven't seen any books, Joy, I haven't, and I think...
Actually, sorry, there is one other thing. In 22, there is a switch on the... like a light switch next to the front door. Next to the door.
Joy, you wouldn't happen to have flicked that switch anytime.
I don't know what it does, so no.
Right. Could I do an Arcana check on the switch?
Yeah, you may.
Oh, finally some good rolls. 19.
19.
That's the magical capabilities of this switch.
You can sense a linkage between this switch and the mannequin.
Oh. Interesting.
Noi, do you mind? There's nothing's happening. Is it
think
because you're
that's my
being
issue.
ignored? Do you not like being ignored? Do you not? Wretch.
Well, Beryl is infused with the spirit of fuck it and flicks the switch.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, the mannequin comes to life and sort of slowly stomps across the room. It actually towards the weapon rack and draws a quarterstaff from it.
I would like to turn the switch off, please.
It stops immediately. And yeah, it's reached out for the quarterstaff and stops immediately. In fact, no, and then it lets go of the quarterstaff and returns to the center of the room, stomp, 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 and returns to neutral.
Okay. Good to know.
She was like, huh. Neat.
Glad it turned off.
I guess sometimes you want a moving target.
Yes. Yes. Okay, next room. Next room.
The final room on this floor that you have not already explored, except for the terrarium, is the library, which she knows. She knows about this library, and yeah, she is. She opens it up, and yeah, she's spent quite a lot of time in here as well. Yeah. Yeah. Tall shelves filled with books line the walls of this room. 2 more shelves run through the middle of the room with 10-foot wide aisles between them. Several stacks of books are piled high throughout the room. There are small reading desks with cozy scarlet chairs in the corners. Yeah, very much Jaeger. So Jaeger, that's not in the book. I was just like, yeah, this will be fun. And that's exactly where I took that inspiration from. Yes. Activator Fighter.
What's that a reference to?
It's the old Dune movie.
Oh.
Good reference, Jaeger. Well done. I'm going to give Jaeger inspiration. So the next time you get asked to roll, Jaeger, you can roll twice. That's literally the first time I've ever given chat inspiration.
Very niche reference. Heck, I've seen the Dune movie. I don't remember that.
Yeah, it's when they're testing him at the beginning. They come in and he has to do his sort of sound magic at it. It's a big robot it doesn't look like a person. It's just this big tube that spits knives at him.
Look, the new Dune wiped the old Dune from my memory.
Yeah. Shame. Both good.
Anyway, okay. I'm gonna look at Joy and be like, well, I guess you take one side and I take the other.
Sure. Yeah, make me investigation check, Beryl.
Oh no.
Oh no. Tell you what, Jaeger, let's use it now, shall we? Jaeger, you can roll investigation check for Joy with advantage.
Get a good one, please, Jaeger. I'm all over the shop.
Hi. Hello, little puppy. She's like, Daddy, I'm so cute.
I'm so bored. You've been ignoring me all day.
Yeah. I know. Where you going? Where you going, dog?
I need to read the Dune books.
We've got them now as well.
Yeah,
I have most of them. Jäger Larson, roll a 5. You have advantage. You have advantage.
Roll again, damn it. Or I'll have to use my inspiration.
You do have advantage as well. You do have inspiration as well. Oh, Bubba. Oh, Bubba. Hi. So needy. So very needy. Yes. Siri, is this doggo? Yes.
Oh, it's so cute.
Yes, she's actually, we need to update that because she's actually 18 months old now. But she's still very puppy.
Yeah,
Jäger Larson might not be able to roll it again. It might be not letting them. How about Bolly or Next Draconis? Either one of you. Investigation check. The other half. 30-second roll. Yeah, there you go. A 13. That'll do. Yeah. So she's going through this room a little bit more thoroughly and carefully than she has before, and comes up with another one. She goes, "Oh, here we go. Here we are." It's on one of the central aisle bookshelves. There you go. 13 again. Yep, that's what it was. That's the number we had. Excellent. Which we're adding +3 to because she's got an intelligence of 16, which means it's a 16, which is pretty good. You hear her rustling around on a desk in one of the drawers, and she goes, "Oh, well, that's not a book." And a small pouch comes out, and she puts it on there. You hear a chink of coins inside the pouch, and she goes, "Not that." She does not take it though, but she does leave it on the side. And then, yeah, a little while later, she's like, "Oh, here we go. Here it is," and pulls it out. And there is a picture of Mr. Mordenkainen with the letter R on the spine.
Ah. So now we have R L T E Y I B. Huh. Spells library badly.
Yeah, if you trade the T for an R.
Right.
I'm pretty sure on the B. Those are the ones they've got. Everybody. LTREIYB.
Ooh.
Oh, Barley knows one there. That's it. Picking stuff out of the dog's fur. Oh, Bolly, I will happily let you share with Karen. Oh.
Liberty. Is that it? Is that what I'm looking for? You're not going to tell me.
So Next Draconis is reading through the player's handbook. Just picked it up last night. Next Draconis, are you a new player, or have you only just acquired the player's handbook because you don't actually really need it? Because you can use D&D Beyond or many of the other supported systems that let you use it. If you're a new player to the game, welcome, Next Draconis. Welcome to your latest habit. Never played. Ooh. Oh, Bolly! Congratulations on the... you got it on D&D Beyond. What bloody freaking legends, all of you. Thank you so much. Yeah, liberty is a word, and that means freedom.
It does, which makes sense. Enjoy your new sub emotes next. Or Bolly,
it's not Nex, it's Bolly, but Nex has got them too. Next Draconis. Oh, you are getting into a deep and dark hobby, my friend. I hope you enjoy yourself here. I got into D&D 6 years ago. Yeah, a mate of mine said, "Hey, you're a voice actor. I kind of want to make a podcast where we all play D&D and then we do it like a radio show." And I was like, that sounds pretty fun. I've never done D&D before. I've been playing Warhammer for years, but D&D always seemed a little nerdy for me. And I fell hard, mate. I fell hard. Fortunately, Karen was also in that game, and we're a married pair, so I always have someone to play with.
You dragged me down with him.
Oh, you're more into Pathfinder. Ah, okay. Oh, yeah. Beryl is also in those letters. That is true. But she found an L and a T first. She found a T second letter, so we knew it wasn't Beryl. That is great, though. I had not meant that, because, again, this is from the book. We are playing something from Candlekeep Mysteries. A bunch of Warhammer models. Never played that either. Liber means book as well, yes.
It does.
Yeah. I assembled a Warhammer model earlier today, because I was doing it whilst we were streaming on Roll for Damage, because I like to keep my hands busy while I play D&D. So yeah, you found Liberty. You have got all the books of Liberty except the L.
No, we have L. Oh, L's in the other room.
Yeah, you didn't bring it.
Cool.
Print your own models and props. Nice, Bolly. Have you got a 3D printer? I have a couple of 3D printed models, because I used to have a mate who has them. Has a 3D printer, and I've painted everybody in the campaigns. Because I've won awards for my painting. I'm quite good at it.
Well, I'm going to pretend
3, Bolly! And an irritated spouse. Alrighty.
I think if you have multiples or something like that, it's where you have an agreement with your spouse that they're allowed a certain number of something and you're allowed a certain... Like, I don't say anything about how many Warhammers are in the house.
Because I'm not allowed to comment on her online shopping either.
No. Only because I'm a sucker for a costume piece.
1 resin printer, 2 filament printers. Oh, well, these are sensible. You do need both, because resin does cool stuff, but filament's useful.
You'll like this, boy. So there's this. I'm actually eating her chocolate right now. There's a chocolatier in Perth called Sue Lewis. It's a little logo there. Who makes excellent chocolate. But she did a collaboration year before last, I think it was, with a scientific. It was one of the universities. Can't remember which university. She did a collaboration with their science department because they were trying to make a chocolate 3D printer.
It was Curtin.
It was Curtin, and yeah, so for a while they had the chocolate 3D printer in the chocolate shop in the city, and I actually watched it print with chocolate. It was so cool. Because
they couldn't figure out how to make it work.
Because they weren't
the chocolate wasn't
the chocolate.
setting right. Yeah.
If you don't temper the chocolate, it basically it doesn't set properly. And so they couldn't get the chocolate to set fast enough for the printing to work, and so they went to Sue and they were like, "Why isn't this working?" And she's like, "Well, you have to temper the chocolate." So once they tempered the chocolate, it worked a lot better. Like, she was like, "I don't know what to do with it now. It's working, but it's cool."
Yeah. This is it. Karen actually knows Sue because she used to run chocolate tours in the city and take people around all the good chocolate places.
Yeah, sweet 10% discount. Those were the days.
Yeah. I used to do the same with beer. All right. Let's finish this, shall we? So you found all the books. And Joy goes, "Do you think that might be it? If we put them in the right order?"
Well, the one in the room was an L. So what does a LTEYIBR make?
Liberty. That sounds great. That sounds like a key to me.
Well, yeah, it feels kind of obvious now you stop and think about it, doesn't it? Okay, well, we should probably see if it works. Did you want to say goodbye?
I might say goodbye to cumin and coriander. Yeah. So yeah, she goes back and says, "Cumin, coriander," and they come out. "Yes, Miss Joy." She says, "I'm gonna go now. But thank you so much for taking good care of me. I'm gonna miss your soups, and Coriander actually swoops out with a takeaway container. And she goes, she reacts very much like, "Oh, thank you. You guys take care." And Cumin says, "If you see Mistress Fistandia, please tell her to come back and see us soon. We miss her."
Well, maybe Miss Joy can come and visit you as well sometime. Now she knows how to get back out again.
Yeah. Cool. All right. You guys go back upstairs. You go through the planetarium to the room with the angry bookshelf in it.
Oh, I forgot about our little friend. Should we let him out in here or take him back to the other?
Well, if we let him out in here, he can't go any further.
Oh yeah, he'll be trapped
unless he
in the...
figures out how to spell liberty with books.
Well, let's take him through, and I'll find a bit of wilderness he can go live in.
Okay. And you hear from your pocket, "I can hear you, you know."
Oh, would you prefer to be let out here or back in the...
Outside.
Oh, okay. We're going through now. Just, might feel a little strange. Don't panic.
You actually hear like a snort. Like "I was summoned from a hell." He doesn't say that, but...
Don't sass me. I can leave you in the jar, you know. Okay, so, Hal Books, do you mind moving the shelf out of the way again for us? Would
You
be
say
very
this is a
obliged.
combination of Dwarven and Elvish?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
Dwarvish was it?
Dwelvish? Yep.
Or Elvarden. I think it was Elvarden.
Elvorden, yeah. I prefer Dwelvish. I like that. The Dwelvish seems to convince the bookshelf to... you've already convinced it once, so I'm not going to make you roll it again. It shuffles sideways in a mildly obliging manner, like a... Fine.
I wasn't so cranky today.
It's a bookshelf. It's probably difficult for it to move. Yeah, you do that. There is now an empty space on the wall.
Do you think we have to do something specific with the key, or do we just have to have it?
Well, we've got it, except for that one.
Oh, well, do you want to grab that one? And we'll put them in order so they spell out the word.
She goes over to it and she says, "I'm just gonna, very quickly take this one, okay?" Okay. And she goes to remove it and she can't.
Oh.
It's like it's stuck.
Well, maybe we'd have to stack them up on it then.
Oh, yeah? It is the L, so it'd be the first one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, let's stack up so it spells liberty.
No. But what you do find actually is another book with the words "panic" printed in what appears blood. It looks like it's just been written in blood on one of the other
well,
books.
that's deeply unnerving. We should go.
Very
the
good,
book's
Jaeger.
telling you to panic. Go.
Solid work there. This has been an excellent stream for references. You do that. Yeah. You stack the books up, and you hear a sort of crack as the door, the sort of portal, the wall where you know the portal to be, sort of just shatters like glass. But it's more like the skein of reality just sort of shatters like glass. And behind it is the swirling purple vortex that you saw before.
Okay, I'll grab Joy's hand.
And Joy goes, "Oh, I've been looking forward to seeing that thing. I never thought I would again." And she happily steps through the portal with you.
And I'll put my other hand on the jar inside my pocket.
Yeah, you do that. You step through and into... Where are we? Hang on. That's weird. What have you done? Why are you in a different order? Who moved things? Ah, how very irritating. There it is. Okay. You sort of both thwomp through this. That's a word. You thwomp.
It's a word. It's a good word.
Through. It's a good word. One of the best words. I have all the best words. You thwomp through back the portal back into Joy's bedroom. Gladys is sitting at the door on a wooden chair doing some knitting. It would appear. It seems that neither she or Chubb have entered since Beryl left. In fact, it is slightly like she is just outside the door watching in through it. She jumps slightly and then beams. Oh, Mr. Chubb, they're back! Oh, you clever person, Miss Beryl. Oh, I am so pleased. We were right worried where you were, weren't we, Mr. Chubb? She gestures for Joy to come to her for a hug, but seems deeply reluctant to enter the room. Yeah. Floop. Thwumph is the perfect description for entering a portal. Thank you very much, Bolly. Yeah.
I've been trying to work out how to spell it. I just wrote down 3 different versions of my book, trying to think how I would spell.
You Thwumph. I think Bolly's nailed it. Fwumph. Yeah. Thwumph. And so yeah, Joy rushes over to Gladys and hugs her tightly. Gladys, you'd already gotten a bit of a matronly feel of this woman, but significantly more so now. Like, you see her with a child she probably raised from an infant. Yeah, there's a slight tear in Gladys's eye. Yeah, what do you do?
Can I look to where I know the original doorway was? Is there any sign of it?
It disappeared as soon as you came through it. In fact, Gladys, I mean, you can't see anything. There is no sign of it on this side. There is still there's a few bits of salt scattered around.
Can I scrape together a little pinch of salt and kind of just throw it where the original runes were to see if they're still there?
It very much still attaches.
Cool. All right. I'll put. I've still got Joy's magic book that I took with me, so I'll pop that back on her desk.
Cool. Yep.
And yes.
As you exit the room, Gladys, tears in her eyes, hugs you as well.
Thank you.
Yeah, Serum is the password to my stream elements. Word. I love it.
I'll put it on a t-shirt for you, darling.
Thwumph. It's an excellent word. That reasoning is sound. It's been a good app for that. She hugs you and says, oh, but what am I doing? I need to get cooking. Mr. Chubb's called all his friends around for a party, and they'll be here any time, and I haven't even begun. Mercy me. And she dashes off downstairs, bustling off as Chubb arrives, his face a little ashen, but beaming as though he was worried but trying to look confident. Charlotte, thank the gods, I was so very worried. He embraces her gruffly, like a dad, like, yes, love you, I'll tell your mother. Clearly trying to restrain his emotions. What did it mean? I missed that. Thwumph, it's the noise a portal makes when you go through it. He says, fine work, Miss Ingotsfury. I knew I was right to ask for you. I hope you aren't too upset with me after all. I was right, wasn't I, Magic? Well, I am a man of my word, and I am, as I claimed, having a party this evening. I'm so glad you were able to attend. My friends are keen to hear you play. We don't get much modern music out here. Are you still amenable?
Look, I think if I could maybe have some hot water to wash up with and maybe something to eat, I would be more than happy to play for your friend.
I think actually it would be jolly splendid of you actually if you just joined us for dinner and then you provided some after-dinner entertainment.
Well, I think I can manage that.
Oh, splendid.
But I would like you to know that your daughter was a massive help in working out how to reopen the portal to get
Yes,
back.
yes. What happened?
Oh, well, it's a long story, but the simple version of it is there's like a portal to a little pocket world in this room. And with the certain magical spells, you can pass through it. But then you have to do a different type of spell to get back. And Joy hadn't quite worked out the getting back spell, so we worked it out together.
Oh,
So
right.
if she ever disappears in a bang again, she should be able to come back this time.
Yes, I heard a sort of thwumping noise when you disappeared. Conjugate the verb to thwump.
We thwumped.
Oh my, we've thwumped very much, darling.
I love to thwump on a Monday night.
I like to thwump, and so does my wife. You have a very pleasant evening as Joy's... so what he's done is invited a bunch of Joy's friends and their parents over because they're all sort of fellow merchants. So they have the Flaskable Smythes and what was it? The Groatmans, Mr. and Mrs. Groatman and their daughter, the Flaskable Smythes, Ruth and her parents. Yeah. And Gladys is she doesn't sit at the table, but she basically spends most of the evening with you guys as well. Anyway, bustling around, and she's extremely welcomed. And yeah, your can I get final roll of the day? You get a performance check, please, for your performance of the evening.
And I'm going to use my inspiration to have advantage.
Solid play.
I don't trust my fucking dice.
And also, if you don't use it, I'll use it next time. Because next time, Karen's the DM.
Oh, 26.
26. This is comfortably the finest performance Gretz has ever seen. As you play your dulcimer like a dulcimer goddess. All the modern music, all the best hits, all the modern classics are played for these people. They're extremely good roll to end on. Yeah, absolutely. They are all taken aback, and you are. They all say that you are invited to every one of them their places to play over the next week if you are intending to stay in Gretz.
I will stay as long as. I'll stay until I've played every house in this town.
And
they're keen.
Chubb makes a big thing of paying you 100 gold pieces at the table, knowing, so therefore telling everybody else without telling them that that's your fee. Like, that's how much he's paying you. And, you know, if they're as cool and groovy as him, they have to pay you as much. No mention is made of her disappearance. He actually, it would seem that he has had words with her. I was like, now, don't you go telling your friends about your secret room, all right? I don't want your secret chambers getting well known.
What he doesn't know is that within the secret room is another secret room that's full of fucking weird jars full of creepy shit.
Yeah.
And were I not a squishy level 3 bard, I might investigate.
So I want to be clear, it was the closet that made you scared of that room.
Oh.
The closet, the closet was supposed to attack you, but I looked up what closets do. Their shape changes. They can turn into a bat, or a centipede, or a toad. They have an ability called Scare. Once a day, they can a creature within 20 feet of it must succeed a DC 10 Wisdom save or be frightened for 1 minute. The target can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of its turns with disadvantage if the closet is within line of sight, ending the effect on a success. They can also cast invisibility. So it turned itself invisible, flew out into the corridor, hung from the ceiling, and then scared you.
Speaking of the closet, one fine morning, Joy will go. Sorry, not Joy. Beryl will go for a stroll in the surrounding countryside and find a secluded spot to release the closet.
You unleash a closet on the area around.
We can't get. I'll basically tell it that it should probably go away from the town.
Yeah.
For my sake.
Yeah, I was making the secret room joke. I don't think Karen picked up on it, Serum. He would love to be thwumping in your secret room. No, it specifically says Toad, I'm afraid. Yeah. Yeah, it was like, don't you go letting any boys into your secret room. Yeah.
I can't believe I missed that. It's how you know I'm getting tired.
That's the joke. Anyway, yeah.
It's late here.
You unleash the closet on the unsuspecting people of Gretz. Probably could. It's not deadly. It's just a menace. It's got 7 hit points. They're not terrifying creatures.
Yeah, I'll tell it to go away from the town. I'll just be like, look, I'll let you out here, but you can't go back to that town. You gotta travel away.
Okay.
Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Bye.
And you open the jar, and it immediately disappears.
Cool. And before I leave the town, I will do a performance in the square for all the common folk who have yet to hear
Okay, I'm going to let your 26 carry over because you're riding on a high after getting to... Actually, no. You know what I will do? Can I get another performance check? And this will govern how much money you make total in Gretz. 11. So you make 110 more gold pieces on top of the 100 gold pieces that he offered to pay you. So you're up to 210 plus the like 5 and change that you already had. So yeah, there you go. And a health potion.
I knew I shouldn't have done another roll. Should have stopped on the 26.
No, 11's great. They don't have a lot of gold on them. No, that's not from the gold. That's not from the commoners. That's from the other merchants. They were like, no, you paid her to come here. I'm not paying her, like, she's already here. But I'll give it, like, you probably did 3 other shows and got about 30, 40 gold pieces a time. And, you know, like, you're living on, like, get decent accommodation for a gold piece a night, you know?
You don't become a rich merchant by paying your bards well, Bolly.
No, exactly. I mean, 30 gold pieces for an hour's work's pretty good. It's only the adventuring market that's really propping up a lot of this thing. Like, you know, a gold piece doesn't buy you an apple.
Just for a little flavour to finish, I'm going to say that in my little impromptu town square performance before I leave, I will debut my new song, Closet in My Pocket.
Yeah. Excellent work. I really enjoy. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, Karen. Amazing work. Serum, thank you so much for all of the help you did, giving us, helping us get the channel set up in the first place. Raid, Dreaded GM, thank you so much for the raid. Thank you, Anonymous Gifter, plural, possibly, to all our gift subs in chat today. What a fantastic thing. Thank you so much. We appreciate the absolute heck out of it. Now, we have a thing that we're doing at the moment here on Corsair's Cove. We are raising money for Ukraine. Please smash that link. It takes you over to the emergency action appeal where they are raising money for the people of Ukraine. 8 million people plus have already been displaced from their homes. We know what being homeless is like. It's pretty sucky. Even the concept, even the worrying, impending doom of being homeless was enough to really, really upset us. Dredd has also been homeless recently as well, so he also knows the struggle there. And these people are going through it now, and we want to help them as much as we can. The Australian government has promised $2 million towards this appeal, and the appeal itself has already made another $1 million so far. So we can help people. The more we give, the more we can help. So if you have any spare pennies in your pocket, please consider donating. One of my players asked me to do this because she can't, and I think it's really groovy of her. So yeah, because she doesn't want to get accused of economic terrorism, and I can't say her name because that would be blaming her for this. So we're not going to do that.
But it turns out if you're Russian and you give Ukraine money, you're a terrorist.
Let's not be too specific. Karen, who the absolute heck are you? Because it's you and me raising money for Russia, not anybody else.
Other people.
Yeah.
And we're Australian, so Putin
I'm
theoretically
allowed.
Can't get to us.
Follow all the
I
things,
say
Twitter,
that,
Twitch, all the others.
I literally just listened to a podcast about how Russia's like assassinated people in countries that aren't Russia.
They do that.
Fun times. Anyway, I'm Karen. I'm not from Russia. I'm from Perth, West Australia. I'm a performer, a writer, a rabbit enthusiast. You can follow me on Twitter as Mother of Bunnies. You can follow me on Instagram as my burlesque alter ego, Miss Lola Moore, who's been a bit quiet lately. But she has a show coming up in April at the Planet Royale. I believe it 26th. It's the last Sunday in April, which I think is the 26th of April. At 7 p.m. in the Planet Royale. It'll be a little variety cabaret show, which will be fun. So Miss Olamore will be there. I'll add it to my chat command next week. And yeah, you can also check out the podcast Baby Dragons, or just come back on Thursday night where we will be joined by other cool people to play some more Humblewood.
Boy.
In a swamp.
Yeah, lovely swamp.
Swamp.
At the Corpsewood Manse. Yes. What was I going to say? Yeah, we have the socials. You can follow us on the Insta and the Facebook, the Venerable Book of Face, Harry Potter meme on the Discord. No.
Immediately goes to the Discord.
Karen goes to the Discord immediately to look. Ladies and
Don't
gentlemen,
dangle that shit in front of me.
Madame et Monsieur, Dame und Herren, and beings of indeterminate gender and persuasion, I be Josh the Pirate. Your DM for this evening. I'm a professional actor, improviser, and voice actor. I'm about to I almost got cast in a TV commercial recently, as in I'm the backup, which is great because I get paid to not do it. Unless somebody else gets COVID. It's weird wishing that one specific person gets COVID and not meaning them ill at all.
No, we don't wish.
I don't wish that.
No.
Kind of do. I really want $4.5 grand. Beyond that, yeah, I do a lot of DMing, a lot of Dungeons and Dragons online. Most of it happens here on Corsair's Cove, but I also play over on Phoenixy Wacky on Friday nights as the Rattlesnake Kid. Not in Dungeons and Dragons, actually. It's
Deadlands.
It's Deadlands, Coffin Rock, but the system is called Savage Worlds, which is a neat system that I hadn't encountered before. I was the semi-nude lottery guy as well. I was a wet lottery person at a different time. I've done a couple of TV ads already. This would be a nice third one. This is for a different company called Clean Heat. And I wouldn't be naked at all.
Yes, that's the dream, to get a commercial where you don't have to be half naked.
You don't have to be
or
wet or
wet.
naked. Yeah. Or possibly both. Yeah, what else can I say? Please, yeah, we also have our YouTube. Exclamation mark YouTube. No, that's Yubu. It's late.
It is late.
YouTube.
We didn't take a break tonight. We just went straight.
Yeah, no. Because when we would have taken a break was shortly after we were raided. So I was just like, I don't want to stop now.
We had momentum.
It was great. So yeah, guys, if you enjoyed what happened this evening, smash that follow button. Check out the YouTube. It's got all the back episodes. Every episode I have DM'd on the internet, with like 2 exceptions, is up on the YouTube. You can check it all out. The Humblewood has over 50 back episodes, so if you want to go and watch me and Karen do all the things, small town creepy, hey, you can check out the YouTube there. I'm pretty quick about putting up the recordings of these up on it. I'm normally pretty fast, so if you did come in halfway through, you can check out the VOD or go over to the YouTube channel. Either way would be great. Love to Ukraine, love to all of our audience, love to Bolly, thank you so much. Thanks very much, Bolly. And to all of our audience, it's been great. We will go away from here now. We have the Eldritch Scribe is streaming, which means we can go and raid the person that we know who is Russian, who didn't ask us to do the thing. Our wonderful Daria, who does a lot of the artwork for our channel and did our chat emotes. You can go and check her out over on the Eldritch Scribe, who are streaming right now, so we'll raid them. They're playing Dungeons and Dragons. Give them the love. Darius, particularly the love. Give Des the love. We love Des. So yeah, we'll do that now. Start the raid.
There's a cheeky link to Josh's lottery ad in the chat now.
You
If anyone wants to see.
sneaky fucker. Alrighty,
It's
guys.
glorious, I say.
We will go away from here now. Been a genuine pleasure, guys. Stick around for the raid. We will see you on Thursday night. Well, I'll be back tomorrow night, actually, playing Total Warhammer, if you want to come hang out. If not, we will be back for Dungeons & Dragons on Thursday night. Say goodbye, Karen.
Bye, everybody. Thank you so much.